All right. I think we should be live. We think. We should be live. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we're live on YouTube. We should be live on Twitch. Welcome, everybody. If you're watching, this is episode 175 of the Crystal Chronicles, recorded on November 18th, 2021. Hello, Shadowheart. How are you doing? Persona 2, Best Persona. How are you doing? It's good to see you both.
Why is Persona 2 the best Persona?
Hey, Destra, why is Persona 2 the best Persona? I'm not getting anything in my stream chat here, but I can see you all here. So that's okay. Yeah. Let me share this out here. Some stuff.
So we take next week off.
I came for the after show and your guys' real talk.
Who said that? That's rude.
That's Persona 2, Best Persona. Shadowheart says because Maya. I don't know what that means. I haven't played the Persona, so I can't answer that. I cannot answer that. Well, 4 is, but 2 is my personal favorite. Persona 2, Best Persona says 4 is the best, but 2 is my personal favorite.
So then your name is a lie. Because you're saying your name says Persona 2 Best Persona, and then you're saying Persona 4 is the best Persona.
Hey, Mother Lover, how you doing?
Why isn't your name Persona 2 Fave Persona?
It's too long. Doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. Corvaxis, ready for violence. Uh-oh.
Why?
What are we being violent against? Bring something up. You can become the target of violence pretty easily these days. Oh. To troll, and it looks like it worked. Oh, you got owned. You got trolled. Mangoed. Cheese. How you doing? Lies everywhere. Hey, Ian. How you doing? How you doing? Hey. Thank you, Comp Trial TF Mega Arcade. It says you guys are the best. We are. Thank you. Appreciate that. We are the best Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia podcast.
DPS video that they're talking about now, the one I posted back a couple days ago.
Which DPS video?
How to play DPS in FF14.
Oh, I know. Where did you post that?
I posted it in host chat, but
oh,
let me see if I can find it again. You can play it for the pre-show. I was saying I think it's not just FF14. This applies to everything, but
applies to everything. Okay.
Everything. Where's the fucking? Here it is. You just put that on screen for a minute or two. We got some time. Blah 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 blah. I'll PM it to you.
Yeah, please.
Where's your fucking name? Holy shit! Here it goes.
Oh, let me see here. Window capture. Window capture. Chrome. Here we go. All right, everybody. Let's check this out.
Everybody likes to do damage, and don't pretend like you don't, because I know you're lying. Otherwise, why would you be playing an RPG with core mechanics such as leveling up, getting stronger, and looking fashionable?
You got audio, but
it's to do mass.
Sorry.
Not undone.
Hold on. Let me transition.
No. All right, there you go.
numbers on the other guys until their numbers are so small they match the PP size of anybody who doesn't commend at the end of a duty. The other members leaving too quickly is no excuse. How do you expect to move quick enough to avoid AoEs if you can't even move quick enough to tell your allies they're doing a great job and that their glamour is sexy? Is that uncharacteristically nice of me? Maybe, but it means I get to steal the LB3 from the only melee in the group. Welcome to A Crap Guide to Final Fantasy. Today I'm going to be talking about every job. That's right. What, you thought only the DPS have to DPS? Boy, I could slap you with my overflowing glamour dresser. Damage is the name of the game in Final Fantasy XIV, and the entirety of the game is designed around everybody dealing it, including the tanks and the healers. If the DPS roles are contributing 60% of the damage, tanks and healers are the ones who fill in the other 40. So if you don't contribute, you belong in the garbage chute. So don't get so hung up on the role names. Everybody is a DPS. What I mean specifically is that 1, not only is FF14 a cooperative game, which means anytime you waste is not only yours, but also anybody else in your party as well. And 2, every combat feature in FF14 is designed with dealing damage in mind. Healers and tanks get skills that actively promote doing more DPS. Hell, Sage is a healer whose skills actively benefit from doing DPS. And most importantly of all, Enrage. Enrage is what happens when you overstay your welcome in a dungeon or boss arena and the residents have run out of things to talk about and are just really ready for you to leave so they can finally go poop without being worried that you're gonna steal all their old DreamWorks DVDs. That is to say, you're either forcefully kicked out or alternatively they instantly murder you. How do you prevent this from happening? You murder them first, of course, and then you pop in a copy of Shrek 2 so you can watch the castle siege again. And guess what? The later and later in the game you get, the more and more frequent enrages start to appear. And they'll have more and more health too, so if somebody decides they just don't feel like they want to cooperate in this team game they decided to play, and now the boss has 1/8 of its health left and is about to destroy the entire universe, Princess Fiona isn't going to be the only one who will need a hero. Hopefully it's been drilled into your head now that DPSing is essential. Not just for the jobs with the title sticker, but also anyone in a fancy robe or edgy trench coat as well. Now that you know that, how does one go about dealing max deeps? The first most basic thing is to do your combos. Press a button. See another button light up? Press that one. Congratulations, you have successfully completed a combo. And doing so will reap a myriad of benefits, from putting damage over time on your target, gaining mana, doing your taxes, or any variety of other additional effects. But mostly, it all achieves the same goal of dealing more damage. Secondly, you want to press these skills that the game labels as abilities and the community calls off-global cooldowns, or OGCDs for short. More like OGCDs nuts! I personally call them free damage buttons. They cost you nothing and there's literally no reason not to press them while your normal cooldown is rolling. But this one has a long cooldown. What if I need it later? No, it doesn't. Shut up. The cooldowns in this game are so short you might as well press them, because by the time you need them again, whoop, they're back up. Not to mention, many jobs require you to press those free damage buttons to unlock even spankier damage buttons. So use your goddamn free damage buttons. It's free damage! The next rule of DPSing is knowing your ABCs. Always be casting! This means mashing away at your keyboard like a tickle monster working double time. More specifically, it means that the best way to make sure you are doing the most damage that you can is to always have your global cooldown going. Even if it means accidentally pressing the wrong skill like the single brain cell that you are. Because if you're always pressing buttons, even the suboptimal one, you are doing more damage than if you weren't. And doing damage is always better than not doing damage. Yes, even Skaith. Here's a live example with my 2 subjects, Jan and Chloe. They both deal 1 million damage and suddenly the boss flies out of melee range. Jan sits there waiting patiently for the boss to return before she can start doing 1 million damage again. Meanwhile, Chloe's pressing the deal 1 damage at a range button the entire time they're waiting. I ask you, puny viewer, which person is dealing more damage right now? Yeah, but it's only 1 damage. Who's dealing more damage? As if any fight is going to get so close that dealing... Who is dealing more damage? Sure, it might not look like much, but it's going to matter when they fight the boss that has 3,000,002 health and they wipe all because the other DPS decided they don't want to press buttons. It's such little DPS, it won't make a difference. Sure, Jan. Now, one of the best things you should do to improve your damage in Final Fantasy XIV is this. It's really simple. I want you to lean in. It's a super simple thing. Here, come close. I'm gonna say the thing. Are you ready? Okay, here it goes. Read your tooltips! The little block of text that literally tells you what your skills do. Honestly, you would be surprised how many people queue into an expert dungeon and never realize they have a skill that can attack multiple targets. Even all the things I tell you in this video, the combos, the range attacks, the AoE damage skills, the free damage buttons. The best way to know what your job is capable of is by reading your job skill tooltips yourself. So you better read your goddamn tooltips, because if I see another player not knowing about their AoE combo in a mob pool at level 80, I'm gonna grab the nearest etherite and bash you so hard you're gonna be teleported to the final resting place of every ERPer's used undergarments. With all that out of the way, you'd think I'd covered everything you need to do to be an ultimate clearing badass, right? Unfortunately not, waffle face, because the final responsibility every single role in Final Fantasy XIV shares is not dying. Oh sure, the healers help, but most of the time your own survival is on you and only you. And that means making sure you do the fight mechanics and don't take avoidable damage like it's got the cheese touch. Oh, I'm sorry, are you in the middle of your cast? You wanna try and hit that purple parse like the big man you are? That's too damn bad! Each time you take damage that is avoidable, it means the healer has to heal you and they're dealing less damage.
That's
and on top
right.
of that, you get
Damn
this
it.
cheese puff called a vulnerability stack. For each stack you have, you take more and more damage
Wasted
until you
my
get one shot
time.
when the enemy farts in your general direction. All this to say, if you don't avoid enemy damage, you will not only make the healer do less DPS, but you're also likely going to die, which means 0 DPS. And if you still think that's not a big deal and the healers can just res you, each time you die, you get a dunce cap of shame that reduces your DPS even more for about as long as a red light in Philadelphia. So you better stay alive or else I'm gonna raise you so I can rescue you into an AoE and kill you myself. To recap, everybody's DPS matters. Press your free damage buttons. Always be casting. Read your tooltips. Stay alive. But even if you keep all those things in mind, the number one rule to improve your DPS performance is to practice. Striking dummies are all over the goddamn place, out in the overworld, and even in the yards of some random people's houses in the residential districts. So if you see one, there's no shame in whacking it a few times like you're auditioning to be a dominatrix. I'm sure the neighbors won't mind. Practice makes perfect, and even all the foresight in the world will not fully translate into the doing. So go and do that doing so that one day you too can do the do and make everybody else look like doo-doo because of how good your doing skills are. And with how much doing you'll be doing, maybe someday you too can clear an ultimate and get a shiny-ass weapon of your own to show off to people AFKing at the Limsa Aetherite Plaza. Just know the difference between an amateur and a master is that a master has failed way more times. By the way, get ready for a party wipe.
Ooh, I like that.
Congratulations, you're now better at the game than you were 5 seconds ago. Oh! And now you know how to DPS, you're welcome. Oh, finally, my Q just popped.
Oh man, that's great. That is good.
All right,
That
I'm
is
warmed
good
up.
stuff.
We can start this.
Damn, that is funny. The
This is still a concept. We were just talking about this last week. This is still a concept. A lot of veterans are just saying damage doesn't matter, or like you can include party members that they're like, oh well, this person's just there for the delays, or this person's just there for the revives, and it's just like, well, you're just gimping your damage. But sorry, Mark, what were you?
No,
gonna say?
I was going to say the difference between an amateur and an expert is the number of times they failed. I like that. That's great. That is good stuff. Hey everybody. Hey everybody. I'm so glad you're here. We watched that little 14 video together. That's a game that you could play. Called Final Fantasy 14. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it. You get to play a lot of buttons. Hey there, the stream is live. It only took about 10 minutes for the stream update to tell us we were live. Well, we got a great show for you tonight. Live from the internet. Hey, reality theorist. Thank you for the follow. Yes, the pre-show trivia before we start the real show. On which day did the first episode of Season 2 air? Remember, Season 2 is the first episode, Episode 1 of the DissidiaFFOO TCC podcast. So that was 174 episodes ago. All the buttons. All right, let's start the show. If you're okay with that. In 5, 4, 3, 2. Welcome, everyone, to the Crystal Chronicles, your Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia podcast. Shout out to Renegade Shogun and Reality Theorist for those follows. Appreciate all of you. We are live on YouTube and Twitch every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Good to see all of you who are live with us. Welcome all of you who are watching us on video on demand or on your favorite podcast app, tccpodcast.com, for all the links to our social media. And hey, if you're on YouTube, like and sub. You can join us, get some free emotes and priority chats for 99 cents, or you can sub to us on Twitch. Appreciate that. Like Theologica just did. Thank you, Theologica, for the subscription. Yes, let me make sure that wasn't a gift sub. Thank you, Theologica DeFoe. Check out Theologica DeFoe on YouTube as well, I believe, uploads these days. Hey, I'm Mark, and I'm your host. I'm glad to be here today, approaching the happy holidays. And YouTube was up, Martyr. I was watching on YouTube. Yeah, YouTube is live, I believe. So, watching on Commodore 64. So, Yeah, YouTube should be working as there's people commenting on YouTube. So, hey, I'm not by myself. I'm with my good friend and yours. It's Mino Spellgood. Mino, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, Mark. So last week I gave Mark shit. I was saying I need to put the intro in the outline so he doesn't forget. And I was just thinking, oh, I forgot to do that. He's gonna forget again.
No.
And now that he remembered, I've got no bit lined up.
Yeah.
So, I mean, things are slowing down over here, Mark. I don't know what it's like for your work around the holidays, but luckily for me, everyone's taken time off. And
Busy.
They always ask me if I want to take time off during the holidays, and I always say no because it's just me showing up in the office and just like doing nothing. I bring my Switch, playing SMT5.
Nice.
I'm literally the only person in the office. There's no work to be done. Like, I'll just get paid for free. It's fine. How's Thanksgiving for your line? Probably busy as hell, right?
Yeah, no, the holidays are exceptionally busy. I don't know if you know this. Christmas, pretty big deal in my line of work. It's one of the two big ones that we celebrate. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff in the Christmas season. This month has been busy for other reasons, but yeah, post Thanksgiving. Of course, I have all the regular family Thanksgiving stuff. My son's birthday falls in between Thanksgiving and Christmas. My wife's birthday's right after Christmas. Of course, we have all the family Thanksgiving stuff, but then the church schedule is just jam-packed throughout the month of December, usually, which would be Advent, the season leading up to Christmastide, the 12 days of Christmas. So busy, 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 and I hope, and it's great. I mean, it's good, busy, and we love it. Hey, as of 10 minutes ago, all of you Vinyl Dreamers, sorry, I don't see a banner. So I'm going to guess we're not going to get a banner for about a week. So we're not going to get a banner till Sunday night, which will be the Jet and Auron banner. Jet and Auron will be, hey, thank you, Worry Chad, gifting a sub to J.AR mod. With the bod. That was weird. Thank you, Chad, for supporting our number one mod. We really appreciate you. We appreciate you too, Frog. Hey, I swear to God, I turned off the cheers. I swear to God, I turned off the cheers. But thank you, Jesus Faction, for the cheer.
What's turning off the cheers?
I could have sworn I turned off the sound of the cheers. I don't have any idea.
Okay.
Are
you sure it's Jesus Faction and not like Jesus Faction?
Yeah, it could be Jesus. I don't want to
get canceled.
Thank you, CSAM, for the subscription. Hey, guys, I sub more than your mods. 30 months. CSAM subbing here 30 months. Now, hey, I did want to say, first of all, last week, Poto Cedar, pre-show, post-show, trivia. Last week, how many episodes did the first season of TCC have? The answer was 61. That is not included in the 175. Those were a completely different podcast based on Final Fantasy Record Keeper, the mobile game. Pierre and I, it started out Pierre and Ben, then Pierre, Ben, and I, and then Pierre and myself, and then we added John and some other folks as well. Thank you. Thank you, Worry Chad, for the bits. For the love of God, no more bits. Why, damn you, the bits. I hate the bits. No, I love the bits. I thank you for your support. And thank you, Livestream, gifting that sub to Orion Stark. And thank you, Speedy Ultra, for subscribing. I was going to do a sub campaign, but maybe I won't because you're all subbing. I really appreciate that. Yes, thank you, Worry Chad, for the 100 bits. Really appreciate the bets. On which day did the first episode of season 2 air? So that's a trivia, folks. Which day did season 2 of the episode air? Now, here's the sub campaign. You may know that I do not have Twins Burst. And so everyone who subs, or let's say super chats for more than $5, everyone who subs or super chats, will just super chats in general. We will do a 500 gem pull, 500 gems per sub or super chat. or
How
membership.
many are we at now? You've got to count all the ones.
Yeah. No, we will count
Already,
all the
right,
ones we've done. So right now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are at 5 subs already. So anybody you want to join on YouTube, we'll add to that. You want to sub on Twitch, you want to super chat on Twitch, you want to super chat on YouTube, we will add to that, and you can watch me use gems, precious gems, to pull for Twins Burst. How do you like that?
What's the deal? You said 500 gems.
500 gems per sub, YouTube membership, etc.
So you're gonna hit the 500 gem button, the single pull button.
Well, obviously, if we get more, then I'll use multi-draws, yes.
Well, then, if you're gaming it like that, then people will try to avoid the threshold. Once you do the multi.
Well, I will do the 500 gems if we end up like on an odd thing. But yeah, if we get like, obviously I won't do single draws if we have, that will take forever. So we'll do multi-draws if we get that many. If we get 5,000, obviously. But right now we got 5, so I would do 5 single gem draws. Yes, I would do that.
I think it's a crazy system, but you've got my sub here.
Yeah, Worry Chad super chats. Let's say super chats more than more than $1. Membership's $1, so anything more than $1 on super chat will add into that as well. Is 500 gems even an option? It is, Pikachu. We're just killing time because we're not even sure we're going to talk about Divine Shiva.
Yeah, we can say whatever
tonight,
the fuck
so
we want.
We're just killing time for your number one default podcast. We don't got a lot of So DK Pow, we actually will do that in the post show. We'll do the draws at the end of the show. So hey, as you sub, as you super chat, all that kind of stuff, I'll keep track of that. Mina will help me. Let's talk about the news of the day. So here we go with the news. Divine Shiva was announced. So it's been it will be about a week since content. We had the Boss Rush number 6 last Sunday here in the U.S. Divine Shiva was announced. It will be this Sunday in the U.S. after the Squex mobile stream. Because remember, the stream is going to be on Sunday afternoon this week, not Monday afternoon here in the U.S., of course. So Divine Shiva will be that night. So probably a week between content. Not unusual between BT cycles, but that has been announced. A weird error happened, and you'll see that in your notices. Some people having issues claiming gems through a short window. So if that happened to you, you should get reimbursed for the gems that you missed. So just be aware of that. And if you had a problem, make sure you send a ticket to Squex. And there's an issue with the Boss Rush text, and so it says melee damage, it says range damage, not melee damage. It should be melee damage. Thank you, Jin Lee, for the subscription, and thank you, Frog, for the. Thank you, CSAM, for the gift sub to Jin Lee, and thank you, Frog, for $2 super chats. Super chats are enabled, apparently. 500 gems is an option after you spend all the tickets. Yeah, after you spend all your tickets and you're down under 5,000 gems, that's your option. Yeah.
So you're going to spend down all your tickets?
No.
Do the 500 gem pulls?
No, I'm not going to spend down all my tickets. I'm going to do 500. We'll figure it out. 500 gems per sub. I just wanted to figure out a gem thing. Instead of doing like every 10 subs, I'll do a multi-pull. I figured just do 500 per whatever. We'll figure it out.
I get what you're shooting for. I appreciate the effort. I just think it's hilarious. Like because people rightfully have a lot of questions. If we sub, does that mean we can get you to burn through all your tickets so you can honor your deal of these 500 gem pulls? That's what people want to see, Mark. Yeah. Single 500 gem pulls.
Okay. We'll see. We'll see how many we have. We'll see how many we have. I may just token the burst. Screw you guys. We're at 7 right now.
Pulls. We came for pulls.
Yeah. We will do gem pulls. We'll round up to the nearest multi. Yes. Come on. 1 sub, 1 chat for 1 ticket. Oh, Lord goodness. Yeah. Boss Rush. That's the event that we're going to talk about tonight, Boss Rush 6. I think there's only one other boss rush in the Japanese version of the game at this point, and so I hope you like Boss Rush, because there's not going to be a lot of them from now till the time in Japan. We do get some new things. Hey, thank you, Silocon's becoming a member on YouTube. Enjoy those emotes and that special badge. Appreciate that, Silo. We're up to 8 now. So, and Worry Chat, thank you for becoming a member as well. Auron is the character who got the special treatment for Boss Rush 6. The samurai mentor character in the hero's journey from Final Fantasy X comes back without a rework, but with a huge and loaded LD. So we're going to talk about him for a while today. And thank you, I believe that was Jay, for the membership on YouTube. There we go. So basically what Auron gets is an LD. And that may seem like, that's not a lot. But he gets a big fat AoE attack that ignores ability, gives himself a free use on the next turn, gives all of his allies Sentinel, gives himself a new buff, and gives the enemy a new debuff. It also enables him to do a follow-up attack. So the nice thing about Auron is he started as a kind of debuff melee damage dealer who did melee imperil. Remember, early on in the game, you had one imperiler for every damage type. You had Auron doing melee imperil, you had Irving doing ranged imperil, and you had Hope doing magic imperil. I think there are more imperilers than that. There's more regular damage imperilers than those three now, isn't there?
Hold on. You said Irvine for ranged?
Yeah, Irvine ranged, Auron melee, and
Hope for
Hope
magic.
magic. Are there any others besides that? Fran does Fran does ranged imperil.
Fran does ranged.
Yep.
Gilgamesh has temporary melee
Temporary
imperil. There's
melee.
a couple here and there, but of course, Auron's the most reliable melee one for sure.
And so he's transformed. He still does that, but now he actually covers his allies and is now a kind of cover tank character, and follows up with a very powerful AoE, defense ignore, and also healing, self-heal. I think that's just self-heal. Counter attack. So every time they take every time he covers an attack. So he also gets some party buffs that do help a little bit in terms of, the buff that is applied on the allies: defense up, HP regen, brave damage taken down. His new debuff, full break, does HP damage up, melee brave damage taken up, and brave and HP damage down. So really, he's become a very, very good character. A solid tank option, a cover tank option. We have several right now in Gladio and Galuf are the cover tanks. Auron kind of adds to that, but now he's a little bit more updated, adds a little bit more, even though he's not really doing support in the traditional sense by mitigating incoming damage and then increasing party damage and then doing the follow-up damage, the off-turn damage. He's really doing a lot of damage and is a really great kind of third role character. So I really like him. He's one of my favorite characters from Final Fantasy. So my Auron is definitely blue. Young Auron costume when missed opportunity there. But he's working really well, and there's a lot of fun things you can do with him. Mino, what's your experience with Auron?
He's just really, really strong. I think I've been struggling. I was trying to think of what am I going to say for the podcast? How am I going to make this interesting? And what insight can we offer that others don't? It's just really loaded kit, right? Excalibur is saying the debuff on his LD is really, really, really loaded.
Yeah.
His counter ignores defense.
Yep.
That's a huge thing right now. He's already slow, so upkeeping it is no problem. I know we frown on people comparing characters, But I really feel like it's a safe thing to say that if you enjoyed like Galuf and Gladio,
Yeah.
then you know what Auron's all about. It's just that, except a little more. Ignores defense, bunch of debuffs, you get the melee imperil, more reductions. I don't know. It's just like another version of that. The only thing I guess I can say for cons, my hot take is I'm slowly entering hibernation horde mode. All right now, Mark. We famously have 2 tough fights coming up.
Yep.
Shiva and T6.
Yeah, and if you saved Reigns and Aphma and Bartz for tier 6, you'll probably be okay. So
right. So Auron can famously, if you really go out of your way to set it up, he can famously solo left side of T6.
Yeah.
And I think there's a later solo of even the middle of T6. I don't remember. The point is he's very, very good for T6. For Shiva, I'm not so sure because
he can be used in Shiva. Yeah.
But though, because I think when he gets frozen, his counters don't go off. So he doesn't have that off-turn damage that everyone has been hyping Ace for. Because I know the big narrative right now is, for Shiva, GL is going to bring Warrior of Light and Ace, and then call it an easy fight.
Yep.
Or something.
Yeah,
your
green.
Take care of all the mechanics.
Yeah, your green aces are gonna be good, obviously. But yeah, I still think he's probably because they're gonna get turns regardless because they can't be delayed or deleted. So they can be if you delay or delete them, they counter it by delaying and deleting you, right? So there might be some ways to mess around with that, but he's still. I've seen clears with Auron in.
That's fair. He's
Shiva.
a lot of reduction for the party.
Yeah.
He has a lot of reduction for the party.
Obviously, you pair him with Jet and Iggy. I mean, you can enchant him with fire. You can enchant him with fire and then send him to the just be there. Don't you use weapon skins? I have all the weapon skins. There's no weapon skins for Auron, is there? Oh no, I don't have. I don't have that. I never bought the Halloween weapon skin. I apologize.
There you go.
No, I never bought that one.
Since we have a lot of room to talk today, chat's asking why Auron has his arm like that. And there's a lot of theories here, like when Unileska tossed him off the mountain, he broke his arm. Great theories, but the quick answer is that this was a movie technique.
Yeah.
That Akira Kurosawa used to identify Ronins, and that's a whole trope for another time. But basically, it's the equivalent of a Western movie when you see a stranger ride into town with 2 6-shooters by his side. This guy's a gunslinger. Yeah. So
it's old school anime. It's samurai movies.
So basically, this was just an old school movie trope that Akira Kurosawa invented to be like. It's like a shorthand, right? Like white
hat, black hat,
Yeah. White hat, black hat. Thank you. Or like you watch Star Wars, the guy in the doofy robes is a Jedi, right?
Yeah.
Like it's just so you can instantly be like, okay, this dude's a Ronin.
Yeah. Thank you, Yoshi Pasta, for the resub. Appreciate it. Yeah. So
Live
that's
stream
why
says, say Itachi. Itachi's a ninja. Ninjas aren't Ronin. Samurai are Ronin. Get your raw. That's a bad take. Sorry, go ahead.
That's a bad take. Auron's great, and I don't know if you necessarily need him for upcoming content, like you said. Anybody who's useful in tier 6 probably worth an investment. Anybody who's helpful with Shiva is probably worth an investment. You may already have the tools you need to do all of those fights. It's going to be the same next month. I mean, I know on the Ranting Hour they talked about Selfie a little bit. She can help out a lot in tier 6, but if you don't have her, or if you already have the tools you need, you can obviously skip her. But, not a bad investment. For me, he's a favorite, so I'm going to pick him up regardless. He is fun with core. The two of them just ping-pong back and forth, and so that's pretty crazy. So I'm sure he's not the only one like that. You know, Cork can kind of pair with pretty much anybody because it's core and he's a little broken. So if you're a big fan of that, the two of them just kind of go back and forth and make the fight last a lot longer than it probably needs to. But yeah, Excalibur is saying, I think the situation now is similar to when Gladio was first released. Super valuable character that will be good for many months to come, but not mandatory. Yeah, that's pretty
right.
Well, that, to be fair, that's pretty much going to be a lot of characters from this point forward. That's
right,
and
that's what I wanted to bring. That's what I wanted to bring up with the discussion. I was saying, well, thinking about characters moving forward, how we judge them, because we only have 2 hard fights left. It's I think people need to really start asking themselves: 1, am I going to have fun with this character? And 2, am I actually going to use this character?
Yeah.
Because as you know, Excal saying, well, I would say Gladio eased content a lot. I don't know if Auron's going to be in that realm.
Right.
Like in a few months, we're going to have like crazy supports that almost make it impossible to die. You know, you've got like Aiko coming during garbage time. You've got all kinds of fucking tanks and mitigate. We're going to enter a point where it's just like you can overlap. You can waste a lot of resources, I think. It's just, does this playstyle appeal to me? Does having this guy sit here and counter appeal to you? I'm okay with it. I pulled, but I don't think everyone will. As we saw from this week on Reddit, did you see that Reddit thread, Mark, about that guy saying how Bart's BT Plus was his biggest regret?
How did I know you'd bring that up?
Okay.
Yeah, that person was either a elaborate troll or an idiot. And if you're listening, thank you for listening. Thank you for listening, Reddit person. Your opinion's not great because Bart's is awesome.
That's going a little.
I didn't say it was bad and you're bad. No, I said it's not great. It's not a great opinion that Bart's is not good. Bart's is amazing. I have used Bart's on every content. I don't have Ferris Call, FYI, and it's been fine. And Bart's does wonderful. Bart's does what he does. Just like the video we watched in the pre-show demonstrates, if you are supporting the damage dealers with your support abilities, you are doing damage, right? And so we're always doing damage. Everybody's DPS. It's understanding what that looks like and how that pairs. That's really the end game of DeFo. And you better figure it out because yes, for the next 8 months, no, you're going to throw characters together and you're going to stomp content, but it seems like there's a kind of a turn back and we're very early in Shinryu era, very, very early in Shinryu era, but it seems like we may be moving back towards team building being essential and really understanding combos and really understanding how to build force gauge and how to have So it seems like it's less about tackling specific boss mechanics and it's more about building the team. At least that's some impressions they talked about in the Ranting Hour last night. Check out Black Nero on YouTube, Nidre Inc., and Black Nero. Of course, Nidre and Black Nero play Japan, the Japanese version of the game. We're talking a little bit about that. They feel like it's a little bit more going back towards team building as opposed to just focusing on boss mechanics. So, yeah, so you're going to have to get back used to the idea that, hey, I might be bringing this character just to build up the force gauge. I might be bringing this character just to pump out these big damage windows, even if they're, hitting ones this point or that point. Well, anything else on Auron, before we go to the podcast polls?
Yeah, sure. So just answering chat, and then I want to try a new thing because we have time to fuck around tonight. 666 Strider is saying, I only feel like my resources are wasted on Bart's because I've been using Ace to carry hard most of my fights. Right, exactly. I think that's the question.
Yeah. That
I want to I want to shift the discussion now to are we gonna using this character more than are they useful or not? And what I wanted to try, Mark, is moving forward, let's try this. Instead of saying if a character is bad or not, why don't we both say whether or not we're pulling this character and why?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to try that?
Sure.
I can lead that. Okay, I can lead it off. Do you want to go?
Yeah. No. Why? So why did I pull Auron, or did I pull Auron and why?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you pull Auron? Why or why not?
Got
so
it.
I'll set the template. So for example, I pulled Auron. I don't think I'm gonna use him as a first choice for many things, but I acknowledge that first of all, this type of playstyle does appeal to me. Having a guy just sit back and do the counters, but also like these are the type of characters I think, because people are asking in chat, oh, when do you think the next Abyss will come? This is when, if I ever get blindsided by content, like if I play JP and I had no foresight, I feel like this is a very reliable fallback, right? Like Auron is such a archetype of, oh, I need mitigation. If I need mitigation, I would think of Auron immediately, right? Like just whole party mitigation and just off-turn damage is strong, and then all the debuffs and the Imperials as well. Just what a safe pick. So even though I said I'd stop pulling just to cover bases, I pulled Auron just to keep my roster well-rounded. Do you have any thoughts, Mark?
Yeah, I pulled Auron. I used gems. And you can watch that video on YouTube on the Crystal Chronicles. And I pulled him because he's a favorite. He's one of my 20 predetermined favorites that I pull for regardless. And so, yeah, so he's one of those. And will I use him? Yes, I've already used him. I'm sure I will continue to use him off and on as much as I use any character, which is not a lot. Very truthfully, because I pull on everything. That may change as I try to pull back a little bit throughout this era and save some resources. So who knows? We'll see how many resources I end up actually having at the end of this era, because there are a handful of favorites coming up still that I need to collect. So yeah. Well, let's look at your going to the podcast polls. Again, TonberryTroupe.com, full beautiful infographic. TonberryTroupe.com. MateriaBot, our friend Quetzalma, has that. Our wonderful mod, J.A, deals with that as well. Go on to our Discord, vote on how you polled or how you think you're going to poll. Looking at this banner on 12 servers across Discord, 7 people pitying the Twins. This was the last of the Twins LD banner. At this point, we assume, because they generally don't have content on Friday and Saturday. 78 pitying the LD, 22 using tickets or using gems, 145 tickets, and 23 skipping. So yeah, over 250 people pulling on this banner, Mino, of 275. So
I mean, it was a hyped ass banner because he can solo the upcoming Dimensions End, and everyone knows that's how the general public judges a character, right? So just the fact that he can potentially solo this, I think people were very, very excited for him. I don't know how many people will actively use him though. He's a solid character, but as BC is reminding me right now, fucking like Ace has been somebody that a lot of people have been running non-stop because he is just so universally useful. And then he's going to crush Shiva coming up as well.
Yeah, thank you, Raw Life, Livestream Defo. Check out Livestream Defo every Monday on their YouTube channel, and also that's shared on their Twitch, and that's also shared on Blartanian's YouTube channel, Blart Defo. Raw Life saying Mark needs to save resources. Yes.
Yeah, you're tied with me again. How did that happen? I thought I had a lead on you. What the fuck?
Did you use gems on Auron?
No.
Oh, I used gems, so I don't know.
Oh, I used gems on Vayne. Right?
Oh,
I pitied Vayne.
Yeah. There we go. Near poverty. Yep. It's very scary. And if you sub or become a member on YouTube or send us a super chat, you could maybe make me go below 1 million. There you go. Thank you, Jake, for that. We are up to 11 or 12, excuse me. So there you go. That's we're not quite gonna make me go under 1 million at this point, but you never know. Keep dreaming, folks. Keep dreaming big. And you can see me go below 1 million gems right here on live streaming, I guess. All right, well, we did have an event, and it was a boss rush event, and there's no Lufania Plus in boss rush. There's level 100, there's normal, hard, very hard, and very hard plus. Not Chaos, Cosmos, Lufania Plus. No. normal, hard, very hard, and very hard plus. And yes, you needed to do all of them, including very hard and very hard plus. Very hard and very hard plus, very, very similar. I'm not actually sure what the difference between the two runs. I think you could bring more parties to very hard, and I think you had more turns per party. Was that correct?
It was 50 turns per party
Yeah.
for very hard and 30 turns for very hard.
But yeah, both of them have orbs, so it really felt like playing the Lufania twice, which just felt like more time. I guess it made sure that your very hard plus team was real well tuned because you'd already done it once, basically. But yeah, so if you're not familiar with Boss Rush, you bring a team, you got 30 actions at the very hard difficulty, and then at that end, you have to bring in another team, and you can do that to get all of the awards, all of the rewards. Then you need to do that with 3 teams or less. This one was really designed for you to bring 3 teams. There are ways that you can do it with 2 teams, but it was really designed for 3 specific teams. And I do like that, actually. I really like the idea of it's designed for you to bring in different teams, not to just bring one team and try to burn through as much of the content as possible. I like the idea of bringing 3 different teams. And even though this was a longer fight, I think most people 25, 30 minutes to beat this fight. I felt for Lufania plus difficulty, question mark, I guess Lufania difficulty, really, 10 minutes per wave was okay. So wave 1 was these 2 big zombie whales. They're fun. Their orb increases when they take melee weakness damage, so that was really nice. That's Auron's way to shine. And once they dip below their, I believe, 79%, they get this white aura, and every time you act, they also get to act. So when I say each wave took 10 minutes, this wave probably took 20 minutes, and the other 2 waves took 10 minutes, because there's a lot of back and forth in this wave, especially if you bring Auron and Core, which is by far the easiest way to do it, because Auron just counterattacks, and Core also counterattacks, and preemptive attacks, and then counterattacks, and it's just a lot of fun. And several turns happen, and you haven't even pressed any buttons. The game just kind of plays itself. There may be some way to, kind of do that loop. I don't know. But yeah, if you don't bring Auron, I assume that's a really crappy wave. Pull Auron, because it makes that big. No, there's plenty of different ways. DissidiaFFOO.com, call to arms, come on our Discord, of course, all those different things to help. So that was first wave, the dead whales. Number 2, my favorite enemy, the steam counts. Everybody's favorite steampunks are back. Count Steam. They are, of course, Garnet fans. You need to either do lightning or thunder or water damage. If you do both, it increases, so obviously selling Garnet. And they're awful. They resist physical melee attacks, and I believe once they get under 49% of their health, they actually start countering melee attacks with a counter that dispels all your buffs as well. So that can be really, really painful. They do enrage, so make sure you kill them pretty close to each other. But definitely selling, you definitely want to bring damage dealers and not melee damage dealers. So, the first wave you have to bring melee. The second wave you need to bring thunder and water, not melee. So again, it's really selling you to, change up your teams. And then the third wave is the ESP doll and the 2 mini dolls. They're all weak to wind. The orb is actually on the mini dolls, and that is the 850,000. So again, the twins orb. And the big thing with this one is if you killed the ads before you kill the main boss can be a really pain in your butt. You can delay and delete the middle boss to oblivion, kill it, focus on it, and then kill the ads. Of course, twins, massive damage, but any of your delete characters, and we have a whole bunch, Zidane, Kistis, Garland, Cloud of Darkness. I mean, we have just a huge roster of delete characters right now who are viable to really take care of that. Yeah, but yeah, if you kill the ads first, it gets tons of buffs and it's not real good. So that's the basis of the boss rush. The first wave selling Auron, the second wave selling Garnet, and the third wave selling Twins. Mino, I thought this was pretty much auto battle. Mino, what did you think?
There was some discussion in our server on whether or not boss rush is relevant or fun content anymore, because as we know, JP's only getting one more before we never fucking see it again for 8+ months. And I think we've hit a point where boss rush is more tedious than challenging for so many fucking reasons. The first one being that I don't know a single person who could do very hard but could not do very hard plus.
Right.
The difference in the quote unquote difficulties seemed extremely arbitrary. Did not matter at all. Most people were doing the same fucking fight twice. Like, there was almost no difference whatsoever. If you could do very hard, you could do very hard plus. The 20 turns shorter for each team, I don't know a single person that hindered at all.
Right.
And then the other thing is just the super synergy for the synergy characters is just overkill. I've always felt that. You know, I have yet to do a fucking boss rush with the super synergy character because I feel like it's so fucking boring when you do. In the beginning, that was fine. People had fun bringing the super synergy characters and blasting through it. But now, I don't know anyone that really enjoyed this event. It was a lot of, this is really tedious, the whales are so long, this is 40 minutes of, you know, like auto battle. Watching the fucking off turns go off over and over and whatever. And it's overkill. At least Transcendence balances around the super synergy. I feel like super synergy here is just, my god, you bring Auron or Garnet or hell, you bring Twins as your only super synergy, you're going to blow through more than 2/3 of this event. So I don't know. I feel like Boss Rush is a failed experiment. Either they ramp it up, and I don't know if they can, because with how force weapons and force time works, it feels really weird to try to build up a force gauge and then exploit force time with within 30 turns, right? Like, that just doesn't mesh well. I think Boss Rush was a failed experiment. Good thing it's a temporary event.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's a failed experiment, because I mean, I think we had fun with the various boss rushes. You just have to realize that sometimes things have a lifespan. And so that's fine.
Fair.
You know, I mean, we've never said Boss Rush was not fun before. I think many of us have said, I really like Boss Rush. So it lasted. You had kind of a year run for Boss Rush, and that's fine. And it sounds like Squex realized that, okay, at this point, Boss Rush just doesn't make any sense moving forward. So we're going to do something new. And what they end up doing is the 6-man fights, which are, you know, something new and kind of takes some similar ideas and, you know, using multiple teams in the same, you know, multiple characters in the same fight. I would say that's kind of the next generation of what Boss Rush kind of started. So
that's very fair. Very fair take.
So
yeah, I just think that at this point, and again, we're only going to see one more boss rush. It's just that the super synergy was just overkill. If it was just like individual synergy characters, maybe people would feel a little challenged, but I don't think anyone that ran the super synergy characters felt like this was a threat whatsoever at all.
Right. Oh, no. I mean, I'm not sure even without, I mean, there are some teams even without super synergy that, again, we have so many options at this point. You know, if you're using BT pluses, we have seen some no BT plus runs, I believe. So I mean, it is possible. It's just, I think at that point it's probably a little bit more tedious. You know, is it at some point? Is it, you know, if you're spending 50 minutes on a fight, is that just, you know, is that challenging or is that tedious, I guess is my question. Like, okay, yeah, like you can handicap yourself a lot, but at that point, do you really want to spend all of that time doing that fight twice with all that kind of stuff? Yeah. So yeah, do it with some themes. There you go, Excalibur. Do it with boss rush with Abyss codes. And Abyss, I think probably the same thing, right? We may not see any more Abyss moving forward. And okay, yeah. I mean, there's reasons for that, right? There's a time and a place for some things, and sometimes things.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get it, right? Like mission dungeons are getting phased out for Abyss, right?
Yeah.
Basically.
So yeah, I mean, they keep the good thing is they keep trying new things, and trying new mechanics and trying new ways to keep the game engaged, and hopefully that's what they keep trying. I mean, you're always going to have story chapters. You're always going to have something like lost chapters. You're always going to have lost chapters. You're always going to have something like the story chapters. And then, yeah, from there, you kind of have new things that evolve and change and everything else. So, but yeah, you can go to DissidiaFFOO.com, check out a full boss guide. I think Excalibur has an infographic for this. Scott Ong has a video for this. Destroth has an infographic for this. Come on our Discord. Plenty of people willing to help you out on this wonderful content. I had fun with it. Every once in a while, it is fun just to see, like you said, is it fun to, sit and watch, Auron and Core ping pong back and forth? Not every battle, but, every few months, yeah, I think it is fun to kind of lean into a fight like that and just watch the two of them go to town, or watch characters interact like that. Gladio and Gao. That was 6 months ago, right? Every once in a while, that's fun. I like doing that. I think that's an interesting thing, but certainly not something you're going to enjoy every single fight. If you're having trouble, get good. I guess I don't know what to tell. No, if you're having trouble, come on our Discord and we will help you. Just be willing to be helped. As that beautiful video said, the difference between an amateur and a veteran, and an amateur and an expert, is the number of times they failed. Don't be afraid to fail. Try it, and try a few things. Ask for help. See what we can do. There are people that will even sit with you and watch you stream and say, "Hey, this is what you're doing." But a lot of people just don't try and don't put the effort in. They'd rather sit and complain all day and blog about how bad things are, as opposed to just spending a few minutes and trying it out. And some people too are so there's so many options in the game, I think, and I struggle with this from time to time. There's so many options that you get either. You kind of get set in your I just use Kurosame and Jack and whatever. And then you forget oh man, if I needed defense down and I don't have Ferris, Titus is actually a good option, and I could have used him for defense down because there's so many options. Or, hey, I forgot I have this character, like Gladio that I could have used, to do, or Galef. You can use Galef on the first wave of this, right? That kind of would do the same thing, and I don't have Auron, so I can use him. I forgot. He is a viable option here. So... and sometimes there's just so many options, people get kind of that paralysis where they just can't, there's just too much. And so, so just get in there, make a team, start practicing and see how it works. But again, I think, it's going to be a wake up call once everybody's resources run out in Shinryu. If you haven't learned how to craft an effective team. So make sure to do that. So, yeah, don't go blogging on Reddit. Why? Just spend some time, play the game, have a good time. If you're not having fun, don't play. And if you are having trouble with this first couple of months of Lufania Plus, it's going to get real easy for 8 months. So just bear with it, and you might have fun again. Or just don't do that content. I play games casually all the time. This is not one of them. This is one that I play fairly consistently, and I do a show about it. And so I'm going to beat all the content, but this is the only game I do that with, nothing else. And that's okay. Hey, somebody said, why didn't I hear? I heard from my friend Bill at work that First Soldier came out. Why didn't I hear it on the podcast? Well, the podcast is just today, and we've been talking about First Soldier for like 6 months. Listen to the podcast, VODs, people. We talked about First Soldier all the time. So First Soldier's out. If you want to play it because you don't like Fortnite, I guess, go play it. Or you don't want to play Halo. That's not really a battle royale, but there's a battle royale option in Halo, right? It just kind of sucks. I don't know. Final Fantasy VII First Soldier. It's the sandbox battle royale Fortnite thing. I don't know. I don't know anybody who's playing it. If you do, let us know if it's good. I don't really care. I can't imagine. Is it on mobile or is it just on like switches and stuff?
It's on mobile.
Is it on mobile?
Yeah.
I can't even fathom trying to play a game like that on mobile. Like I think there's a mobile version of Fortnite too. Like, oh god, that's gotta be terrible.
Controller support for Soldier. It's compatible with controllers if you plug it in.
Okay, so I can plug a controller into my phone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or Bluetooth, right?
Like I can Bluetooth, so I can put my phone. I just want to get this option out here. I can put my phone on like, I don't know, a stand, and I can get a controller, and I can see just this tiny little TV with this controller.
Mark, see, this is how we know you're behind on the times.
No.
First of all, you got to get a big ass tablet. All right, don't forget you can play phone games on a tablet. All right, you got to get the big ass tablet that's almost as big as a computer monitor at this point.
Right.
In fact, I'm pretty damn sure Apple sells monitors that can double as a tablet, and you use your Bluetooth controller, buy a PS4, PS5 controller, sync it up, and then play like that.
So, yeah, or I can just use BlueStacks, and I can play it on my computer, and then plug a controller into my computer, right?
As of right now, it is not working on emulators.
Oh, it's not working on emulators.
I don't know if that's intentional or not.
Power Glove. Shadowheart says it's compatible with the Nintendo Power Glove. That would be awesome.
Yeah,
I would play with that.
Bluetooth
Power
you cannot
Glove.
use BlueStacks or Nox or whatever.
Man, I love the Power Glove. That was great. That was such a terrible thing. It was so worthless, but it was awesome at the same time. If you didn't live through Power Glove era, yeah, you missed out. Power Glove era was a great era. All of this to say, it seems like if I want to play a console game, I really would rather play it on the console or on PC. So y'all don't have phones. I do have a phone, and I play a mobile game on a phone, a game where I do not have to do mobile things. But maybe you can tell us how much better it is. Yeah, dance. Yeah. Let me play Dance Dance Revolution on my phone. Let me just plug in my dance pad, and I'll play Dance Dance Revolution on my phone. Now, I understand like the Switch, because then there's like a port for the Switch, and then that goes onto your TV. Like that makes sense to me, but I hope. Listen, for all I know, because one of the best selling. For a long time, one of the best-selling Final Fantasy mobile games was the Final Fantasy 15, not the Pocket Edition, but the actual like kingdom building one. Like the kingdom building Battle Siege one that had nothing to do with Final Fantasy 15, but it was just a Final Fantasy 15 game, like skin on top of like this kingdom building game. Yeah, that made a lot of money and was top of the Final Fantasy mobile games for a long time. So this Battle Royale may make all kinds of money and have all kinds of non-Final Fantasy fans, and I want Square to make money at some point, right? Like I'd like something to be successful for Squex. I would really like it to be, Defo, because I really like Defo a lot. Age of Empire. Yeah, like an Age of Empire clone, right? So, wow. Yeah, so that's why. So, yeah, there you go. Hey! You wanted to shout out Goose for our community spotlight?
Yeah, Goose, congratulations on 300 subs. But also, Mark, I just wanted to ask you, are you going to try First Soldier? Do you play Battle Royale games?
No.
What do you think of them?
I don't. I played... I'm trying to think of in high school, we would play Doom in the computer lab. Now, like, Doom was new when I was in high school. In college, we played, like, Unreal Tournament, like, through the network. Like we'd all go like home, like we'd go back to the dorms and after lunch, and like all play. Like, so I mean, would you consider like Unreal Tournament a battle royale? Okay, so no, I don't.
No, not at all. No. So okay, so I guess you're not a big fan of battle royales, or you never tried like Fortnite or PUBG or those other ones, right?
No.
Or Apex Legends. Oh yeah, you haven't tried them. So I'm not a big fan of them either, but supposedly Raw Life is a self-proclaimed master at these games. I don't know if you've seen him talk about it, but lately he's been saying that he used to be like ranked with, he has no proof of any of this, but he was
Right.
like, oh, I'm competitively ranked, and he was like, I can get on. I haven't played in like years. I can get on and get first place extremely easily, one hand tied behind my back. And so I watched him play the other night. I watched
What was he playing?
Fortnite.
Oh, okay.
He was very excited about the Naruto crossover that Fortnite's doing right now, and he talked a big game, and if this is what high level battle royale gameplay is, but so you haven't played it, you understand the concept, right? 100 players dropped into a zone. The map keeps closing in and in, so they're forced to close their quarters, and it's just a free for all. Whoever's left standing wins. So Raw's expert strategy was to hide until everyone's killed each other off and there's only about 10 people left, right? Like this is how he says this is how you win battle royale games. And first of all, it seems very effective, I think, because he got top 15. But the fact that this is a gameplay type that I guess you can just hide in a corner until there's nowhere left to run and then try to get a lucky shot on the last person standing. I guess this is all the craze with First Soldier now. I look forward to seeing First Soldier content creators and streamers. This is very exciting content.
Yeah, Persona 2 Best Persona says, I thought Fortnite was a child's game. That's what I was under the impression, that this was a game like children played. Yes. I'm not.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, didn't Steam have like you wouldn't call it like, so Battle Royale's got to be like 100 people, is what you're saying. Okay. Yeah.
It's jump in, jump out, which is why it's so popular. Because like, when you're playing Doom in Unreal,
right,
when you die,
you come back and you have total number of losses and kills, and that's how you get your score, right.
Right, here it's like you jump in, if you die, you immediately quit and jump into another game.
Okay, yeah.
Very fast, instant. The death is permanent, but the point is like it's so easy to just pick up and play. Our ADD generation now, it's just, I got 5 minutes, I'll jump in, I'll kill some people. Oh, if I die, I'll just instantly jump into another game and you run it, and then that's it. that's the game.
Yeah, DK says the hide strategy literally been around since the 80s. They used it on an episode of G.I. Joe.
Pretty sure. You know what? My memory of like Battle Royale and Hunger Games is really shaky, but I'm pretty sure there are people in the top 10 of that just hit until the end to try to like snake a win. I'm pretty sure that's like a very common strategy.
Yeah. Well, let us know, I guess, if you play it and what you think. What are your initial impressions? So I don't have to watch YouTube videos about their initial impressions, because thank you, Frog. Yes, the cheers still work, so super psyched about that. Started with MASH. That was that was a different type of battle royale. I'm not sure everybody appreciated that. A lot of hiding though in that one. Stakes a little higher than in Fortnite, I believe. So First Soldier SYPs. Well, in battle royales, there's like, it's all like glamour, like all the stuff you buy for your character, right? So, question.
Oh, we're at questions already.
No, well, are we going to talk about Jekt and Divine Shiva?
I feel like if we do it now, it's going to be a disservice.
Okay.
At least on my end.
All right.
I did not research this as thoroughly as I could have.
Yes, Indolent Lard. I am looking forward to Ever Crisis. I hope Ever Crisis is global first and there's no Japanese only version. That would make me super happy because I'm tired of playing games that have a Japanese version. I would hope it's a global release, and so we can all suck together because that's going to be great. That's going to be great, and that'll be season 5 of the Crystal Chronicles. So we can all play Dirge of Cerberus together. Won't that be nice? We can all fall in love with Shulk together with Inkwelder. That'll be a lot of fun. So yeah, we will save Jet and Divine Shiva and Arden, I guess, for maybe next week. We won't be doing the podcast next Thursday, obviously, because it is Thanksgiving. Mino and I haven't really talked about if we're going to do it earlier in the week. We may just take the week off and come back to Jet and Divine Shiva and whatever else comes. The Squex mobile stream might be a packed show. But if you can't wait, obviously, Jet is really, really good and does fire damage, big damage dealer if you don't have a big damage dealer in the green era. Arden's ass, and you shouldn't green him even if he's your favorite. I'm sorry. Just get over it. And Shiva sucks. So there you go. Yeah, questions?
Okay, I got one from Corvaxis. He PM'd me this.
Okay.
I didn't have time to answer, so I just said we would address it on the podcast. So let's see. I posted it here. Corvaxis asks, do you think any BT plus character that takes multiple turns gains a similar playstyle based on their BT effect? Tidus is a little different as his BT effect causes him to activate his overhead twice, so he wants to abuse it as much as possible. But with other characters like Lightning, Arden, and Jack, do you think changing playstyle to let your whole team get the absolute most out of the BT or is a better or strictly worse decision? And do you think it now becomes a more in-depth decision to decide whose BT phase you use if you're running multiple turn hogs, since you'll want to double up on the most effective aura/BT effect for the team? Or do you think still just playing them as turn hogs is the most efficient? All right, let me summarize that. I didn't
Yeah, that was a lot. I think I got it, but if you can condense that would be great.
Okay, sure. BT characters have auras on their BT effects generally.
Yes.
So like Vayne was the perfect one that we were just discussing. Even though these guys are turn hogs, it seems like the BT effects deter you from hogging turns.
Yes.
Do you think this is good game design or not?
Well, is that perhaps one of the reasons that Lightning and Arden are a little bit underwhelming, and perhaps even Vayne are underwhelming because the length of their burst window is not very good? I mean, that may be a really good reason. On the other hand, you have Jack, who is very good. I think the question is really valid in terms of, and I think it's good as we look again to Shinryu, trying to optimize burst, not trying to optimize damage windows. I don't want to use the word burst windows because that you're thinking of burst phase. Optimize damage windows. And so you realize when your burst effect, it's not like Bart's. If you use Bart's, his burst effect is going to be up the entire fight. And so that's a matter of just realizing that that's an aura that's up the entire fight. With a character like Zidane or Vayne or Arden or Lightning, if you're using them for some reason, or even Jet, you're having to figure out when and where am I going to do the most amount of damage, and how will that play with the other characters. And so if I'm going to use Jet's BT actual phase, am I pairing that with other things, or if I'm using both of his BT phase and his BT plus, am I going to intentionally try to slow him down to let other characters go? But in that case, I mean, for Jet, I think he's doing your damage. He's your damage dealer. So you're going to kind of move forward with him because the other characters on your team are supporting his damage. Whereas, unfortunately, I think that's one of the reasons maybe Arden is not great, because his damage is not on par with characters like Jet or Machina or Twins or anybody. So he's not really providing that good burst window, that damage window, and he's not also doing that damage. So I think that's one of the reasons we can kind of rate BT pluses, because there are some that, are just not providing what they need to provide. So that may be a design flaw, very truthfully, in characters that are turn stealers with BT pluses. And it's the reason some of their BT effects are as long as they are. Jet's is 10 turns, I believe. So what are your thoughts, Mina?
I guess you summed it up best. There's no right way to play it. I guess it's however your team is built and how you want to approach the fight. So I'm not going to touch on that. So I think when a character has two parts of their kit that are actively fighting each other, it is objectively more depth. I'm sure a lot of people don't like to hear that, but it is objectively more depth because there are objectively more, and here it comes, decision points.
Yeah.
There really are. Just like how there are early defo characters or early characters in other games I can think of where it's basically, do I want to choose option A or B, right? Like right now they're talking about JP Kane. JP Kane, when he has part of his kit is jumping into the air and not being on the battlefield, and when he does that, he grants follow-ups to everybody. And the other part is him being on the floor can create launches and do big damage as well. So you're really making a decision of, do I want him in the air for follow-ups or do I want him as an active character? Like, clearly these two parts of the kit are fighting each other, but you have to make that decision. I think there are a lot of characters like that right now as well.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you can think of some old characters that are just fucking terrible, but you really did have to think more. Okay, yeah, I got one. Sabin, right?
Yeah.
Sabin's a perfect example. He, before, was a much more complex character because you had to juggle those stacks and you had to decide when to use the plus moves and how to build up to it. Now he's a much easier character to play because they removed that decision, but he's objectively a simpler character for it. So I do think that this is more depth when you have this dumbass kit. Is it fun though? Is another question. And that's completely dependent on that's subjective. That's dependent on the player. I don't think I want to personally have turn hogging characters not hog turns.
Yeah, right.
I have been here because I messed with Vane's BT. And there really was a point where I would burst with him. And then while his burst effect up is like, okay, now we deny him turns. Now he just doesn't get turns. Like, let's use Shulk or whoever else to abuse the shit out of his burst effect and then let it ride. So it's definitely a change in pacing. I play it because that's the way the game is, but is that fun for me? I guess I would personally say no, but that's subjective. I don't think it's necessarily bad. I mean, Mark, have you played one of these BT characters?
Yeah,
Have
well, I mean, I have Zidane BT plus, right? And he is a consecutive turn hog.
Yeah.
And often I don't use his burst phase if I'm using him. And so so what I have to do is, if I'm using another character's burst phase, I have to make sure his burst phase is active to optimize that damage window. But then, I'm not going to slow down on him. I may not be pressing during his burst phase. I may not be pressing AAs and mug and all that kind of stuff, right? I may try to optimize the damage by doing Stellar Circle or something like that, as opposed to, the HP plus or the Brave plus, that kind of stuff. So I may not try to use as many turns as I normally would because who cares? But very, very, very thoughtful about how I can optimize my damage. Excalibur said one thing to consider, if you really want to focus on your BT plus effect just being an aura, bring somebody who's just an aura bot, right? Whether they're a BT plus character or not, if you're just bringing your BT plus, as an Aura bot, why not just bring an Aura bot or a solid support character as a good option too? At the end of the day, you know, 3 BT pluses is still 3 BT pluses. Yeah, so it's still going to be good. I don't think you're gonna mess up, but I do. You know, there's more options for you, and perhaps some good learning curves. Silocons asks, how do you guys feel about having 100 plus LDs in your roster and not being able to use 1/3 of them? Mino?
Oh my god, me first? Okay. I think I sarcastically sniped at him on the Discord already.
Yeah.
But my analogies were very bad, so I don't want to repeat that. I'm trying to think of a better analogy. I think what I said is, like, how do you feel buying, like, winter clothes and then not wearing them when it's not winter or something? And then he replied with, I hoard my clothes forever. So that analogy didn't land.
Didn't work out.
But but Mark and I always
I've been
talk
wearing
about
the same
how,
pair of shoes since '79. Oh, okay.
But Mark and I always talk about paying for the experience or whatever.
Yeah.
Quote unquote paying, and that we got in this whole post show fight last time. I remember I expressed this view. Not everybody agreed that, like, I don't think you ever own something, right? Everything has like an expiration date. And with the LDs, you get your experience out of them and you move on. And then the best thing about DeFo is that when, like, force weapons come out or BT or these characters get BTs, the LDs are still relevant.
Yes.
They don't just fucking disappear. They're not like in the spotlight anymore. Okay.
Which in many other, including other Final Fantasy mobile games like Brave Exvius and War of the Visions and even FFRK, right? Once you get a new tier of weapons, the old tier of weapons is not useful. Once you get the new version of Terra, the old version of Terra is no longer useful in FFRK, right? Or in FFBE. So in that case, once your characters expire, they're just sitting there and they're not good. In DeFo, one of the reasons, and if you go check out my top 5 reasons I love DeFo, one of the reasons that I include in that video is the idea that these characters keep coming back. Yes, sometimes they get upgrades and new characters, but C90 era is all about bringing characters back. That's why over the next 8 months, I mean, I'm pretty sure Mino and I could go the next 8 months without pulling a new character, have enough BTs to BT plus some really good characters, have enough LDs that come back with C90s that we would beat all content without pulling any new LDs or any new BTs or any new characters for the next 8 months. And that's unheard of. Unless you're playing a game, like Strafe or some of our mods, talking about games like Genshin, where, yeah, you can invest in one character and that character can last you for a year. The problem with that is the investment to fully max one character is, well, in Genshin, you either can't fully upgrade one character or it's going to cost you $1,000. Yeah, can you hear me? Are you there, Mino?
Did we lose Mark?
No, are you there? Mino, are you there?
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me? Hello? Chat, everybody, can you hear me? Can you hear Mino? Thank you.
It's strange. I can hear you on the stream, but not in Discord.
Okay. Yeah, Final Asim says they can... Huh. Yeah, click out and click back, Mino, from Discord. Just jump out of the chat and jump back in. They can hear me. They can't hear you. Oh, they can hear both of us. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Technical difficulties. Wait. Are you there?
All right. Looks like it was my connection.
Okay.
All right,
good.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I don't even remember what. Thank you. Hey, thank you, Chad, for the bets. Show Mark love. Will not refrain from pulling because it means less content. But yeah, no, I will continue to pull. But yeah, it's so unheard of in a game. So yeah, I don't look at, oh man, all these LDs I can't use. Like, I'm pulling new characters every month. I'm getting without having to invest very much, I'm getting several, 4, 5, 6 new characters, right? And using them and continuing to update my roster. That's what this game's all about. So, Mino, any other thoughts about that?
I guess if you're complaining about having pulled so many weapons that you can't use them all, pull less weapons.
There you go.
I don't know. That's
Don't
probably
pull.
gonna.
Don't pull.
when are force weapons and their higher pity rate coming?
Oh Lord.
When people are forced to pull less.
Yeah.
When do we get that? So people can't be like, oh, I have 150 force weapons, but only like 30 of them are good. No, but jokes aside, I don't think you can't view a tier as equal.
Right.
I really like the idea that Macnell fucking stole from me, and that's view the game in 2-month windows.
Yeah.
I mean, of course you can be the odd guy out and use Freya from 2 years ago, but most of the time the only thing that's relevant are the new weapons that came out in the last 2 months, and just have that window keep moving.
Yeah, and there's always exceptions, but often those exceptions are being carried even by new characters. Are you using core with 2 other characters from 3 months ago? Maybe, maybe not. Most likely not. Most likely you're using core with Auron or somebody recent. So yes, core is broken and still very valid. But are you using him with other 2? Is he carrying 2 garbage characters? Probably not. Not through the current content. Now somebody's gonna give me some examples. Core Gladio. Yeah, I mean there's always going to be. But you're not just using core Gladio. You need at least 6, if not 9 characters for this fight. So I'm sure some of them came from the last 2 months. In every run, right? Show me a run that has 9 characters for boss rush. All of them older than 2 months. That was a challenge. Somebody do it. It probably can happen, but I think for most of us, you're continuously updating your roster. That's how the game is designed, and they give you enough resources to do that freely. So that's how it's probably best to play. So Doc Shoot'ems, and thank you CSDX for the resub. Prime 14 months. Appreciate you, man. Do you think that with force weapons making big bursts of damage so ubiquitous, fancy word, there's less of a need for HP damage up calls, aka will Kurasame finally be able to be put to rest, or in other words, will there be more value in bringing utility-based calls? Interesting question.
I don't understand the question.
What? So with force weapons and big damage windows, will damage up calls not be as useful? I can't imagine why damage up calls would not still be useful. I don't play JP, so I'd have to have some of my JP players saying it, but there's a few Final ASIMs saying Kurasame is still the best HP damage up call in Japan. So HP damage, you still need to do HP damage, right? And you still need to do a lot of HP damage. I think the 6-man, somebody did like a 50-minute run, because they were not doing those big force damage bursts. So, Kurasame Call is still doing that damage up. So I would assume that damage up is still really good. Mino, any thoughts?
I don't play JP at all.
Right.
But I don't like this question at all. This is the same as when people used to ask, do you think attack is relevant anymore because we're getting brave damage up?
Yeah.
I really, really dislike this question. It feels so short-sighted because you're saying we get a new thing. That means old thing doesn't matter anymore. I don't know. It's a very simplistic view of how things work. I feel like everything's a build-up, right?
Yeah.
VL going through. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say VL, who does play JP, and you can check out VL's YouTube, says no, it will be more useful during the force damage, the force weapon time, during those force time burst windows where you're doing the force time damage, that HP damage up will be even more damage, right? So I can't foresee in the future of this game where HP damage up won't be useful.
Yeah, because it's like a lot of people are already saying like, yeah, you're not going to hit cap all the time, and that's what they said about attack too. Like someone's like, do I need to farm attack on Aranea because she's always capping, right? And the answer is like, she's not always going to cap
Right.
forever. Like, I don't know. It's a moving fucking target, but it just drives me nuts because isn't that how school and life are? You constantly build. You don't be like, I learned geometry, so I never need to touch algebra again, or
true.
I learned trig, so I never need
Mino died. He's like he hated the question so much, he is now dead. Daniel asks, "What are your thoughts as content creators on YouTube making the dislike counts private?" Mino is gone. Actually, there you go. Are you back?
Dead?
Yeah.
Am I here?
Yeah, you're here.
What the fuck? My connection wasn't even bad that time. I don't know what's happening, but technical difficulties.
Daniel asks, "What are your thoughts as content creators about the dislike button disappearing or the dislike count being private?" I don't look at that, so I don't care, I guess. What are your thoughts on the dislike button controversy, Mino?
I don't know. I have no strong thoughts, but I like to give an answer. So,
Okay,
I mean, did anybody ever really look at how many downvotes they got?
Probably.
Does any content creator look at like how many downvotes they get? Oh, actually, Jin Lee does a lot.
Yeah,
right?
Jin Lee really.
I remember.
Focuses
I remember
on
like a year ago, Jin Lee was like, "Look at this video.
Yeah.
Someone gave me 3 downvotes, and he had like 100 upvotes and 3 downvotes. He's like, why is somebody out to get me?" I remember that.
Yeah, Jin Lee does. Our friend Jin Lee on YouTube. Check out Jin Lee, and on the Fireside Chat, of course, every month I'll be doing another Fireside Chat real soon with our friends 40 Lids 87 and Risfoina. Jin Lee is very, very sensitive. If you don't know,
Wow, I wasn't gonna go that far.
But
this is all Mark, Jin.
Very
I'm not
sensitive.
saying,
And he every time you dislike a video, he does come into our private channel and just has to offload. Has to have a safe place to talk about it. I mean, it's a slap in the face every time you dislike one of his videos. So. Realize, I mean, what you're pressing buttons hurts people. I think that's what we really want to get across. You need to think about it. It may be private, but Jin can still see it. I think that's the point. Like, you may not be able to see that you press dislike, but he can see it, and that hurts. And he's a person. He's got feelings. And so you need to be careful. All I'm saying, you have power to impact others. You can press that like button and sub and ring the bell for notifications. Make someone's day a little bit better. Or you can press that dislike and just jab that knife straight into the heart.
I had no part in this whatsoever. I got extra time. Mark, where did I get cut off during? Did I finish my rant basically?
Yeah, you did.
That's pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tree Void asks, "What are your thoughts on having new characters to the roster that would take up multiple character slots, such as Safer Sephiroth becoming the next story character, but it takes 2 to 3 party slots?" Or have them function like summons in Final Fantasy X, where they replace your team given a number of turns. Wow, that sounds complicated. I think I kind of understand the idea. What if you had a call? I mean, the Final Fantasy X analogy is kind of interesting, where what if you had a call ability where you could call in kind of a summon creature? I mean, that is kind of how our summon phase works, right? You are basically calling in the summon character. It's just your characters are doing damage during that phase. What about like a 2 slot, like a new character that took 2 of your 3 slots, like Biggs and Wedge, but they took 2 slots and you had to bring them together? And I don't know. It seems kind of going against the grain of the game mechanics, but you never know. Mino, any thoughts?
Sounds fucking awful. I like the FF10 summon idea, but having characters permanently take up extra slots sounds fucking terrible. Like, this is a team building game. Why would you want to bring less characters for one, and then balancing that is really hard because either they're going to be so good that you always want to bring them, so you're building less. Hell, you're pulling less. That's such a shot to Square Enix's wallet. Why would they want you to pull less? Like, pull this one character, it takes up the whole team. You don't have to build a team anymore. Here's the character. Like, either they have to be so OP that all the usual BT plus auras stacking and brave damage, HP damage up, and they do it all by themselves, or I don't know. I think that's a fucking terrible idea. But the FF10 summon idea is pretty okay.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Yeah, we'll see. One last question tonight, and then, of course, hey, if you want to ask questions, and we are still in a sub campaign, so anybody who subs on Twitch or becomes a member on YouTube or super chats on YouTube will make me add some more polls. And we'll just round up at this point, but yeah, feel free to super chat if you want to ask a question, or sub. If you sub, you can just give us a question too. CSAM asks, do you think Squex will let us wallow in garbage time this next 8 months or 7 months in the game, or shake things up with new content like more Equinox, early 6-man, or even Abyss? I would assume over the next 7 months we will have some GL time travelers. We will have some, we've already had mix-ups and banners like Vanille, Zach, Setzer. So you'll have more of those campaign banners be mixed around. You'll have some more time travelers. And yes, I would assume during the next 6 months, we will have some GL exclusive content. Mino, any thoughts about that?
I hope so. I keep challenging it. I know our voice only goes so far, but I would, if they don't change anything, I want to actively tell people not to pull and save for force weapons unless my hand is forced. Yep. I feel like I'm going to try to actively fight this because this is a very, very, very long stretch. 5 to 6 months of like nothing. I don't know if we didn't have foresight, if I was playing JP, I don't know if I would have stuck with that, to be honest. If I was playing JP, I'd be like, there's a chance the game could be stuck like this.
This is it.
There really is.
Yeah, this is it. Yeah, this is the end. This is the end. Yeah, early Gunbreaker Thancred. What an awful character. I don't know. Anybody who likes Thancred, show yourself in chat.
Isn't Gunbreaker just Squall?
Yeah.
They have the same moves. They have Faded Circle.
I like Squall. I like the look of Gunbreaker Thancred. I hate Thancred. Thancred is garbage. I'm only up to Stormblood. So I'll give him time. I'm just saying, to this point in the story, Thancred's worthless. Alphanod, Alizé. Alizé is growing on me. They're pretty much worthless. Ida, Papalamo, completely worthless. Urianger, completely worthless. Minfilia, also worthless, but hot, so I give her a pass. The only character of the Scions I enjoy at this point in the game, somebody's going to say Estinian. Yeah, at this point he's garbage. He's worthless. Maybe he gets cool. I'll give him a chance when he comes back. The only character in this game I really like at this moment is Shistola, because she just kind of says fuck all, and I like that. And she's a hot cat girl, so
Oh God, Jesus Christ.
Cat girls got to stick together. Cat girls, where we at?
Tataru is my favorite.
Tataru
character.
Yeah.
How did you know?
Yeah. She is a drunk, gambling, coke addict. I will say, we talked about this before, but switching to the Japanese audio 100 times better does make the gaming experience much better. The English voice acting, and not to say anything bad about the voice actors themselves. I think the direction they've been giving is not good, and the English audio and dialogue is garbage. Japanese audio and dialogue, much better. A lot of fun, and so that's made it better. Much better. Yeah.
You ever watch those like really bad B movies or like those comedies where the reviews are like X actors seems to be the only one to know he's in a bad movie and having fun with it.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember like the Street Fighter movie. You've watched the Street Fighter movie,
Oh,
right?
yes.
Oh, yeah,
with,
yeah. So
with Rawls, right?
yeah. I forgot his name.
Yeah,
but yeah. Who played Bison?
Yeah. The guy who played Gomez, and yeah, right.
Yeah, what was his name? But yeah,
Raul's Julia. What's his name?
Raul's Julia.
Something like
something
in there.
So somebody. So all the
tell us.
reviews of that movie are like he's the only one who seems to be having fun in the movie, and he's the only one that seems to know that this is like
this is terrible.
A B movie.
It's terrible.
Yeah, and he's just having fun with it.
Yeah,
he's
chewing the scenery. Yeah, like he's all in. He's just completely, blitzed out of his mind. He's totally. Well, that was the Addams Family movies. He sold the Addams Family movies. Because he was just so Raul Julia.
Raul Julia. Okay, yeah. And so that's how I feel about Tataru and the Scions. Like, I feel like all the Scions are doing their best, taking this very seriously, and this is a very shitty B movie, and Tataru's the only one having fun.
Yeah.
And realizing she's in an anime, so she's so much better than the rest of these fucking people. So.
I did like in Heaven's Word that she spent the majority of the game in the storyline in the bar. She's like, yeah, I'll be in the bar. We got some networking to do. She was having fun. I don't know what else she was doing, but she was having a lot of fun. We'll move into the post show. I'll do a poll. So stick around with that. We will let you know about next week. We will not be streaming next Thursday. Obviously, that is Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving if we do not stream before that. Hopefully, if I have some time, I don't know that I will. Totaro next GL first. Good job. I will try to get my tier list out for next month. At this point, I'm really not even sure that that's going to be something I don't know, like 2 months from now, like what my tier list is going to be like. Don't pull in. They're all skipped here. Don't skip all of them. So, don't do that. We'll talk. Mino and I need to talk about, potential times we can do that. But thank you all. This has been episode 175 of the Crystal Chronicles, recorded November 18, 2021. Happy Thanksgiving. If you celebrate that, happy holidays as we move to Advent. If you celebrate that, happy Squex Sunday. If you celebrate that, because we'll do that. So we'll check in next time. Hang out for the post show if you're live with us, and we'll talk a little bit more. For myself and Mino, I hope you all get your best dad and get him good, and hope you do well in Shiva. Join our Discord, like, sub, ring the bell, join us, sub, all that kind of stuff, and we'll see you next time, friends. Goodbye. All right, you want to jump to post show? Let me. We're in post show. Hey, March 6, 2018. That is hey, thank you, Daniel. Daniel's become a member. I'm going to jump back to the thing, but let's go to post show.
Where did my rank get cut off?
Yeah, I don't know that it did get cut off. But yeah, welcome to the post show. I'm going to do if you want me to pull, I'm going to be pulling for Twins BT. I don't have it.
Oh, right, that's a thing. Right.
Yeah. So we're at 14 subs. So that is 5,000. And I don't know I guess I forgot you can't do 500 gems if you have tickets. So I can round up, or I can just wait and we can do some tickets. Let me do my free draw first. See how that goes. And I will do, since we got I said 500 gems per sub, etc. Do you wipe your ass standing up or sitting down? Mickey, thank you for the subscription. Or that was Soraya the Ranger. Thank you, Soraya. for that as well. So we're up to 15.
Where's the ass question?
Persona 2 Best Persona said, do you wipe your ass standing up or sitting down?
That's a very bifurcated way to look at the world, I feel.
I use a bidet. I'm not some kind of animal that wipes my ass with my own hand.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's bidet or bust, people. If you don't have a bidet. Hey, our friend Blart Defo, Blartanian, Blar Shaftagon, is Blatartaro. Our neighbor Blatartaro is here with us. I didn't even realize you had access to the post-show channel. So
I'm as surprised as anyone, you know.
So how you be? How you been doing?
I've been doing great, Mark. I actually just
You're real quiet. Is your wife sleeping?
She is. She said we have off tomorrow, and she said I could come join you guys if I keep it down.
Okay.
So
Be real quiet.
I hear him. Maybe I have him turned up like crazy. No, I don't. I hear him fine. I don't.
Oh no, I hear him fine. But he's obviously classic Blart whispering. I appreciate that. I am not. I am super loud. My entire family's sleeping. I am locked.
You're in the basement.
I am locked in
you
my
have a recording studio.
Yeah, I am locked in my basement.
I have a dream about getting a finished basement one day. I was going to go out to the car, but it's raining and cold, and she forbade me from doing that.
You got to get some. You got to get some wood paneling like this, Blart. This like 1960s wood paneling, just like I got on my station wagon. like what are those cars with wood paneling? Station wagon. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. That's
the cruiser. What's the 70s show car that they drive around? Oh man, my brain. Anyway, hey, how you been? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty great. I actually missed most of the main show on account of us binging through Ted Lasso, which we finally got access to. So we've just been loving that.
Everybody loves the Ted Lasso. I don't know that I've heard anybody that doesn't like the Ted Lasso. So
I hate Ted Lasso.
Okay, Mino hates it. So there you go. The Vista Cruiser. Thank you, Corvaxis. The Vista Cruiser. Yeah, with that wood paneling, real sexy. You get about 20 people in the Vista Cruiser. I mean, I used to be able to sit at least 8 in my Ford Escort. I bet you can get 20 in a Vista Cruiser. And that's just a good time. Kids don't do that. That's illegal. Come to think about it. But yeah, in college, you got like 5 people in the back seat. You got 3 in the back row. I'm talking about the Ford Escort. You got 2 people on somebody's lap. Then you got 2 people in the passenger side seat. And then 1 person. It's a little tough to have 2 people in the driver's seat, but it's a good time. It's a good time.
In college, once famously had someone ride in the trunk of a sedan, and that was rough.
Oh, I never put anybody in the trunk.
It wasn't our first choice, and in hindsight, allowing our black friend to be the one to volunteer to do it really was not the right choice. So we all felt very uncomfortable at that whole situation. He was fine with it, of course, being his idea.
Yeah,
My car ride were just like, this is a terrible idea, and we're going to regret it.
I feel like you shouldn't drive around with your black friend in the trunk, especially if there's only one of a black friend. If everybody in the car is black, then it's still probably not a good idea. But
like I said, it was his idea, and we felt like if we were telling him not to, it was like we didn't really want to be kind of squelching his creativity or his initiative or anything.
Was there not room in the actual car to have enough people? I don't.
We might have been able to I think we had 5 or 6 people in the car, and he was a husky fella, so in terms of just straight physics, it made the most sense. It was more of a kind of social kind of thing that made it uncomfortable.
Well, Mino does not drive, and probably didn't drive in college, and so
yeah. Why would you? You have to drive in LA. What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, you got
public transportation.
Yeah, you got public transportation, right?
No, we don't.
No.
LA has notoriously shit public transportation. You're thinking New York with its subways.
Yeah.
There's no fucking LA subways or LA taxis.
That's true. It's a lot of land. You got a lot of land out there to go from place to place. Yes, we have in Chicago. We have we got the L and buses and the Metro, the train. So Yeah, we got a lot of things going on. I like to drive, so. But yeah.
Yeah, LA's a great big freeway. You can't get anywhere without taking the freeway here, so.
Lots of stuff.
Cray.
Lots of stuff. Okay, so we're up to 15. I get Soraya. Yeah, I think that's 15. So that would be 7,500 gems.
Are we pulling for 7 LD?
Yes, we are pulling for 7 LD. No, I already have 7 LD. No, we're pulling for Twins BT.
Spicy.
But I can only pull once, I guess. So do I do tickets? Do I mix? I don't know how best, or do I just round up? I don't
spend 7,500 gems one way or another.
I need to spend 7,500 gems. Well, let me do my first one, and we'll go from there. So let me do my first one, and we'll tack this on to the.
Oh well, Tree Void, thank you so much. That's 5 more subs. So.
Oh, Tree Void, thank you. So yeah, now we're up to a solid 2.
Somebody do one more fucking sub. Just one more. Don't let Mark get off with 2 multiples. It's too easy.
Thank you, Tree Void, for the 5 gifted subs. Appreciate that.
I feel like if they're gonna be doing like a sub drive thing to make you pull stuff, they gotta go whole hog. Like nobody wants to like throw $5 just to see you do one multi-pull. Like they might as well do the multi-pull themselves at that point.
Yeah.
Give Mark your money, people.
I don't know what you were what you were trying to encourage. Yeah.
E Kapow says 21 subs.
Actually, you're at 21 subs. Well, I'm glad you were keeping count better than I. Okay. I'll take you 21 subs.
22.
Oh, Jovial Roger, thank you for the gift sub. So yeah, 22. So that was a big fat Charlotta. Let's try another one here. Again, we're pulling for the BT. So if we get the BT, we stop. Regardless. Let me make note of here. So we're going to add 2 to that. Let's see what we get here. Then the 5 and now another 2. Yeah.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
5 more subs. Here we go. It's wasting gems at this point. Beautiful. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Blart. Bringing me the 7 LD luck.
You got it. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. I did really needed it. Yeah, really needed it. Already have it. It's already checkmarked. Really needed it. So yes, I do. I already have everything on this banner except for the.
Well, you know, this is good news. This means you can sell the limit broken one you already have, since you never sell your LDs, and keep this.
I have sold all my LDs. Yeah.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, I got to start building on my Power Stone stash.
That makes sense. I mean, the panic is real. That's a
no. I sold my LDs a couple months ago. Yeah.
End of an era, man. End of an era.
Why 160 G tokens? Oh right, you gem pulled for Auron.
Yeah, I gem pulled for Auron. So yeah,
you might as well go all the way now.
I might as well go on. You just want me to spend my
This is such a waste of gems if you stop here.
It's not a waste of gems if we got 22 subs, right?
It's like, okay, so if you multi-pull one more time for the subs.
Yes.
And then it's just like 75k for a BT pity. Those are pretty good odds. Are you actually going to stop here? I feel like we're being baited. I feel like you were always going to pity anyways, and you were asking for subs, because who in their right mind would stop at 160 G tokens?
Why wouldn't you stop at 160 G tokens?
You're close to the BT.
You're not close to the BT is 500.
Yeah.
That's not close at all.
If you pull one more obligated time for the subs, because let's say we round up.
Yeah.
Then you're only about 75k to the BT. Like 75k for a guaranteed BT is really good.
The thing that's really surprising me is that Mina's trying to persuade Mark to pull, even though he gets a cut of any extra subs that come in during this draft.
No, I'm saying the subs are done. He just needs to pull.
Yeah. I think the subs are done. So it's one more pull. One more pull to round up. Let's see what we get. It's a gold ore. That's good news. How many BT tokens does Mark have? I don't think it matters.
Boyd has a great point too. If you don't want to chase a BT, at least go for the BT book. Like that's very worth like 50k gems.
How many subs to go to the BT book? Hey, good job, Auron EX. Just pull into buying a BT book.
Yeah, a lot of people are advising that.
So how many? It's terrible advice. How many? It's terrible advice. It's 400.
You're hoarding. It's 4 million gems. A lot of gems.
You just want me to go down to a point where I have less gems than you.
I'll do it next stream. I'll pull Jack.
It's like watching two chess grandmasters battling it out.
Oh.
So how many gems is it to how many BT tokens? I don't know why you got to do it. How many BT tokens do I have? It's a few. How many gems until? So it's 25 is 100, right? So we're talking 55,000 from here. So is 55,000 worth it for a BT book? I think that's the question. Chat.
Yes.
I know obviously Mino wants me to go under. Is 55,000 gems worth it for a BT book? Do I need a BT book? Is that a resource that I need? I know that there's going to be lots of opportunities to buy BT books, hopefully, with
but this could save you one bundle, which is like $75, 55k gems.
Well, it can't save you one bundle because one bundle is.
There's a value add here. You may pick up 7 LD along the way.
Yeah, so Shadowheart has a great point. More power stones. Everything's power stones on this. So that is a really good argument. Really good argument for that. I'm trying to find my.
I feel like real talk. If I was this deep on a banner with gems, I'd just try for the BT because there's always a very good chance that you'll get it before Pity 2.
There is a very good chance.
It's what on the +1? 3%? 5%?
It is. I'm sorry, I'm doing more than one thing at once. Where is that the +1 numbers? Does it say there? Yeah. Right there. So yeah, let me.
The +1 number is 3%. So it's 3% per pull.
Uh-huh.
So I mean, your odds of getting it before the Pity are pretty decent.
Okay. Well, let's put this into the hopper. Yep, there we go. All right. So so let's pull. Let's see where we go.
All right, let's go.
This is exciting.
Let's go. That was.
Let it all play out.
That was
We
nothing.
see it all.
That was nothing.
You shouldn't skip blues. They don't account for the +1.
No, they
totally get it on +1.
Okay, we won't skip the blues. We don't skip the blues. Not here. There's no skipping blues. Skip the blues. Where's my links? I'm
watching the delayed stream with bated breath here.
Oh yeah, I'll be careful to be real quiet. Real quiet. Yeah, another blue orb. Woo! Another blue orb. We're going to the BT book at this point, right? That's what we're going for.
Wait, you're not going to go for the BT?
I don't really care about the BT, but yeah, I mean, I guess.
But when you're 5 pulls away at that point, like, why not?
You people.
If you just keep telling yourself you might as well, you'll get there eventually.
Yeah,
Shit, I
like
thought that gold was gonna be the BT.
yeah, like yeah, you just keep pulling, just keep pulling. Like this is like an episode of Finding Nemo here.
Oh.
Just another episode of the Finding Nemo. Just keeps pulling.
So weird being on stream delay. Oh, here's a +1. It could be the burst.
Yeah, it's not.
Almost.
Yeah, it was almost.
Very close.
Oh,
Missed by that much.
wow.
Why are you hesitating? Hit the pull button.
I'm not. I'm trying to upload the actual podcast
Okay.
at the moment. This is where you guys normally talk, so I can do
Oh,
this.
shoot.
Oh, but we're watching this.
Yes, I know. I understand.
We're in trance.
This is where I am normally uploading things, so I can go to bed at a decent hour. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Hype in chat. Hype in chat. Hype in chat.
Based on other streams I've
Wow.
watched, I think this is the part where you tell chat to put various emotes into chat to give you
Yeah,
good energy.
God, yeah. F's in chat for the crap.
Good amount of power stones though.
Yes, this is an excellent. Those one gold multi-pulls.
Oh, gold orb.
Those
Come
one
on.
gold multi-pulls. Excellent.
Baby needs a new pair of shoes.
Yeah, I don't.
I think if you get it by 400 G tokens, it's a steal because then you can use the G tokens on the book.
Obviously.
That actually happened to me for Vane DT,
Yeah.
and I felt like such a winner. I was gonna go to 500. I got it at 400 exactly, and I was like, I think I just won.
Come on, that was like 4 power stones. That's like a fucking treasure trove.
Yes, that was excellent. So, yeah. That was excellent. There better be some good bundles coming up this week. Make up for all these gems. Spending. That's a lot of power stones. That is a
Oh
lot
shit,
of
I
power
thought that
stones.
was it. Never mind. That's
That's a lot.
of...
Oh.
Alright, this has got to be at least like 3, 4, 5 power stones. 5 power stones, I'm calling it now.
Yeah, no, we're not anywhere near sub 1 million. Oh. Take a moment. Take a moment. Yeah, these are
Oh, +1, the +1?
yeah, those terrible pulls. These are terrible pulls. These are not good pulls.
It's okay. You're using all the bad luck on these pulls for the.
I am
the
going to
next one.
use I am going to get Jet's costume, that's for sure. Why is this not loading? I don't know why this isn't loading.
Yeah, on the way I view it, Mark, is like if I threw 900 tickets at a banner and didn't get the LD, I wouldn't have gotten the LD spreading those 900 tickets out on the next 10 banners, right? Like it's either going to be it or not. So you're just getting it out all out of the way. If you were chasing jacked BT, you probably would have been pulling garbage up to this point too. So I wouldn't feel too bad.
That's
Ooh, gold
That's
orb.
right. That I guess. I'm more concerned why the podcast isn't uploading. More concerned about that. 'Cause that's what I'm trying to do. Multitasking means I'm doing multiple things badly.
You got to focus all your energy on that upload.
We did it, guys. We convinced Mark to pity off of 20 subs.
Yeah. Good call.
Good,
Good call.
very good value. Very good value.
Okay,
I love
here's
when we
the
come
here's the
together as a community.
400. Here's the 400. I don't. I mean, at this point, I think I don't think I move. I don't think I go to 500.
At this point, if you stop before going to 500, then it's really a waste.
No, it's not.
Because
Then you get a book.
you're hold on, you're 5 times 5, 25k away? No, less. Wait, what is it?
25K away from
A BT?
a BT.
Yeah.
Well,
No.
the way I'm seeing it, a book is going to be pretty relatively more easily available than Twins BT, and there's the slight chance you may get the BT on the way to 500 and be able to
Yes,
still get
exactly.
the book possibly.
That's what I was going to say. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, still, it's still a gem.
There's also the reality that I will never ever use Twins BT, so it's just kind of a waste at this point regardless.
But there's also the reality of, I mean, we have to practice what we preach. We were just saying weapons aren't useless. Next Twins tuning pass, you might be glad as hell that you have the BT Plus ready to go.
Yeah, probably not though, right? Because then they're going to need a force weapon.
Thanksgiving Equinox geared towards the Twins.
Geared specifically towards the Twins.
Yeah, like
yeah. No, I
like must use twin
well,
character.
I mean-
I feel like you can't. Okay, so real talk, all trolling aside, 100%. If I was in this position, 400G tokens, I would pay the 25K because 25K is a drop in the bucket out of a million, and then a BT is just valuable, right? As Blart said, there's a chance to get it and then spend it on the book. That's one possibility. And the other possibility is it's just valuable to have a BT. We always talk about it. Transcendence fodder, Equinox, etc. What were you going to say, Blart?
There is an unspoken footnote to what Mino just said. He's correct in saying that, but he also would never have let himself get talked into the position that you are now in.
That's not true. I get talked into this dumb shit all the time. Do you guys remember last year's charity stream with Shara and Josh where they tricked me into pitying Kefka BT and I never used that? So, there's that. That's why I'm saying I've been in this position. I would go for it.
That's the real, the real sad story.
Actually, with Thanksgiving coming up, this is a great opportunity to go to Pity to be thankful for the Pity system being implemented. 'Cause,
Yes.
you remember Beatrix release.
Thank you. Yes, I do. I do remember.
This is a masterclass practice on the theory we always preach when it comes to pulling theory and resource theory. Like, this will either be a great example and reasoning of why we do it, or an example of what not to do, one way or the other.
God damn, we're smart.
It will be an example of what not to do.
It depends. You could get the BT on the next pull, and it paid off in dividends. You got a BT, Auron's LD, and a BT book. You make out like a bandit. But you can't win if you stop playing.
It's true.
At this point, you already would have kind of lost if you pulled out. Do you have Auron's LD yet?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Then,
Yeah. Obviously.
You might get another copy of 7's LD.
Yeah, there's always a chance you can get more 7 LDs. And who doesn't need more 7 LDs, more Charlotta? Oh, there you go.
You got it?
There it is.
What did we say? What did we say? You're welcome, Mark.
You're welcome.
You are fucking welcome.
You're
My
welcome.
best case scenario just came true. Holy shit. I'm a prophet.
That's
Didn't we establish this last week? I'm
420.
a fucking prophet. I'm a prophet.
420. How many gems is that?
I'm a prophet.
That's 105,000. 105,000 gems. So just oh wait, let me.
So now what you can do, if you really want to push your luck, is you might as well finish the 500 G tokens. You could get BT dupes on the way, and then G token another BT, and then you're what, 1/5 of, like 25% on the way to a new BT?
You could also cut your loss, or not cut your losses, but you could also just get a book.
No, let's stop. Let's think about this. No, seriously, let's think about this. So at this point, right. So I mean, we stop now. We have the BT. You pick up the book. Like, let's say you go to 500, right? Is a book more valuable than 5 burst tokens? That's a good question.
An individual call.
That's a good question.
But I would personally take the BT tokens. Because I guess books... Actually, I don't know. I guess you don't get enough books to realize every BT. And you have every
BT stash.
You have every BT.
Yeah.
But tokens are just the most valuable resource in my opinion.
Well,
like, there's been times where I've had every EX, and I said I don't really need to collect EX tokens anymore because I have every EX. Worst case scenario, what? I pull again, but then this newest character, fucking Shulk, that happened exactly. I got the LD. I was able to token the EX, saved me a shit ton of resources.
Mark, do you still use the Big Whale Pass?
Yeah.
Mog Pass? The one that gives you burst tokens like every month?
Yeah.
I think I know if that's the case, especially
Oh,
given,
no, I should not go to 500. No, there's no reason to go to 500, yes. For me, I'm just, in general, I think it's an interesting question. Is it better to go to, no, I should not go to 500. I should not have gone to 420, but it's fine, obviously. You should not have gone to 4. Like, no one should do this, what we're doing. But we do it for your amusement. At this point, there's no reason, because it's much better to have a BT book for me than to have 5 more tokens. Now, 5 more tokens, right? I mean, Mino could be right. Right. You're going to pull 5 more times and get 6 bursts. Well, back to your other argument of, okay, well, those are 6 jet bursts that I can use, right?
Jedi has a very good point in chat, though. If you go to 500, in addition to the burst dupes, you can get the book and a power stone.
That's not a terrible argument. That's not a terrible argument. That is not a terrible argument.
Book and a power stone. Power stones are valuable. Power stones are valuable. And also,
real talk, I don't like to think of it that way, Mark. I think that's how people get anxiety and like create their own mental unhappiness. You can't think of what could have been, right? You can't like pull 6 bursts on this banner and say, "Oh, it could have been."
Well,
6
you
jet
just
bursts
said that's how you think.
No, I think on the positive side of, oh, if I whiffed here, it would have been a whiff anyways. But thinking the reverse, I think is unhealthy, of saying, oh, I hit big here, I could have hit big somewhere else. It's like, I remember Res Foyna said a long time ago when the free daily pulls came out, and she said she didn't factor in the free daily pulls into her pull plan, right?
Right.
So, like, if she wanted, say, Auron LD, and she budgeted and pulled for Auron LD, and then she had everything on every banner, and she was doing daily ticket pulls just for the sake of it, and she got another Auron LD, it would not upset her, because she doesn't factor in Auron LDs into like the standard like pull records. She doesn't record, but you crazy people, you spreadsheet your pulls. She doesn't spreadsheet the dailies, if that makes sense. It's like just not included in the formula. So I think that's a healthy way of looking at it, and you should pull for the, what is it, 70, how much, 4 more pulls, so 20k for another power stone and another book, even more power stones on top of that on the way, right? Like at least another 4,
at least
if not
4,
if not possibly 44.
Yeah.
And some BTs on the way as well. That's more BT tokens.
Yeah. Nope. Yeah, no, I don't.
20 is a it's a weird number to end on.
No, it's good. 420 is a great number. 420 is a great number.
But then you buy, I don't know.
Yeah, type so. This is snake oil. Get out when you can. Have your money. Hey, chat. Have your money. Talk. That's where we are. That's where we are for this night. Speak with your wallets if you want me to go to 500 G tokens. My personal opinion is that's a terrible idea. I am easily persuaded with cash to do things that are not good ideas. So, yeah, feel free. Feel free to what do they call that? Grease the wheel, right? Isn't that the expression? What's the expression?
Grease the palms?
Yeah, grease. I don't know why we're greasing the wheel. Why are we greasing the wheel? Why is the wheel greasy? What kind of wheel?
That just sounds like kind of unsanitary.
Yeah, you got to lube your brakes. Not too much though, because then they won't have any friction. Gotta want a little bit of friction. Don't want to use too much lube, right? Yeah. So that's good advice, folks. I didn't know if you need that advice for tonight. Grease the spheres. You gotta grease your spheres. Make them all shiny. Make them all shiny and new. So Blart, what are your poll plans coming up next month?
boy. So who's coming out? I know Lena, I think, is my big target if and when she shows up. However, that rolls out. I'll probably I'm going to be trying to take it Eject LD because I haven't gotten to that point where I'm like, oh, challenge. I'm still at the point where I'm using that character in challenge quests. I'm still kind of making sure that some of my roster is in a good place. Who else is showing up? Vanille is obviously never coming, so I don't have to worry about her one way or the other.
Correct. We Vanille is just from an era past. We will never see her. Somebody asked what part of Boss Rush 6 sold Vanille? No part. That's the part. So
it's very sad because I never was able to beat Boss Rush, so I'm never because Vanille never showed up. So
yeah, so you can't.
It's very tragic, very sad.
You can't beat Boss Rush without Vanille. Everybody knows that. I'm glad.
Go back to the poll page.
Yeah, why am I going back to the poll page?
I mean, Shara's the Child's Play charities right around the corner. You might as well finish it for the kids, for the children.
I told you there's 111 people still with us. So if you want me to poll, it's on the table. But we don't do everything for free. That's the lesson you learn, kids. It's on the table. If you want me to waste more resources, feel free. But I am content being done. I got what I want. For some reason the podcast is not uploading. I do not know why. It's stuck at processing.
I hope I'm not making it nervous.
Yeah, it must have been bad. It's not. I mean, it's going to be on YouTube, so it doesn't matter. But
the live stream upload this week for some reason just took a literal 5 hours. So I don't know. Maybe just something.
Well, this is just the podcast because the VOD on YouTube is still active. So,
right.
That's
both.
not because now we're streaming simultaneously. So this is just a MP3 file.
Hello, YouTube, by the
Blart,
way.
are you still there?
Yeah, Blart's there. You can't hear him.
Is my Discord cutting out again?
It
Holy
is.
Fuck.
It is. Yes.
Oh, sorry about that.
Shadowheart donated to for the children. Thank you, Shadowheart. Thank you.
Jesus Christ, what is wrong with my Discord tonight?
We'll do
We'll
do another poll. We'll do another poll for Shadowheart for the children. That's how we do it,
Is
people.
it another burst? Is that a burst orb?
That was not a burst orb. No, that was not a burst orb. That was a gold orb. Another for the children.
Fun,
Thank you, Shadowheart. Appreciate that. I'm not gonna keep going, but I will do it until 500. People keep subbing stuff. There you go. It's a lot of eat. Ooh, that's a good bowl.
I mean, I've said it for a long time. Watching people pull, it's like catnip for these people, so you'll get them.
That's
Okay,
right.
now you have to finish it. It's only 3 pulls away now.
I will for money. I will keep pulling to 500.
What did we say?
feel.
Seriously? We said 125k for the BT and the LD is not bad. Well, you technically got both LDs. You already had one,
Yes.
but you technically got both LDs and
Yes.
the BT for under 125k. So it's pretty decent luck.
Yes. Yeah, that is a 1/20th of a high power hyper.
There's a sub.
Oh, who subbed?
Corvaxes, thank you for the prime sub.
Well, that's not popping up for me.
Yeah, no, I see it.
Oh, I wonder why that's not. Oh, thank you. Wonder why that's not coming up. Oh, converted from a prime to a tier 1 sub. I don't why don't I have a message for that? Thank you. Appreciate that.
Oh, what does that even mean? So a free prime sub and then he paid for a sub, I guess?
Yeah, no, just upgraded the type of sub. I don't know why it doesn't give me an alert though. That's weird. All right, yes. So gold orb. We'll count that. That's nothing wrong. That's it's cash in the pocket. Appreciate that, Corvaxis. Appreciate that. Selfie. Blue selfie.
Whenever you do these, whenever you do these these sub drives for the polls, the equation of whether it's worth it or not gets warped for me because, like, on the one hand, yes, getting the BT and both LDs before BT Pity is a great value. On the other, you weren't going to pull for these guys in the first place. But on the other hand, because we have 3 hands now, he also made money off it. So it's like, okay, there's
On
like
the
a whole
other,
package here.
I converted pretend money into real money. I think at the end of the day, Blart, let's say you had all the Monopoly money, and you had $1 million Monopoly bucks, and you could use your Monopoly bucks to get 20 real bucks. What's worth more, $1 million Monopoly bucks or 20 real bucks?
I mean, in this economy, I think you might be onto something there. The exchange rate's pretty favorable.
Now you have to finish. You're only 2 polls away from that power
I
stone.
don't have to do anything, Mino.
You're only
I am
2 polls
patient.
away.
I know I am only 2 polls away, and maybe it's causing some tension and discomfort in chat because I'm only 2 polls away, and so maybe they will open up their wallets. Maybe they need to resub. Maybe they need to do a super chat.
You know that big banner message that Wikipedia puts on the top of its page every so often, reminding you to donate?
Yeah, that's this.
That's what we're looking for here.
Like, follow, sub, ring the bell for notifications. Yeah, if you want to see me hit 500, it's possible, but we gotta.
$2.75 can keep this website running and can get Mark to BT Pity, even though he already has the BT.
Yeah, just a cup of coffee. It's just a 1 cup of coffee can send Mark to BT Pity. And then
that's less than 1 cup of coffee, depending on some people's drinking habits. I see you people in the Starbucks with the lattes and the frappuccinos.
Oh, and then we need to Pierre says Monopoly money isn't an inflation hedge. Yeah. So I don't know what I was going to say. Someone eating string cheese without tearing it apart. Yeah, it should cause you great amount of stress, realizing that we are at 460. So then the question is, right, do you get the 5% tokens?
I don't understand that. I understand that comment. What do you mean eating string cheese without tearing it apart? String cheese is already a string, or already cheese in string form. Why wouldn't you just eat it?
You can turn it into even more string form cheese.
Well, some people.
It's ridiculous. That's
then
like
you have multiple string cheeses by the end of it.
How do you eat a Slim Jim? Do you fucking peel pieces off that so you have multiple Slim Jims as well? That sounds
ridiculous.
No, but people eat string cheese by, like, you pull a little part off of it and you eat it. I mean, you just bite into your string cheese like a monster. How do you eat a Kit Kat? Do you just take your Kit Kat and just like bite into it like all 3 pieces?
Yes. What's wrong with you people?
Like some kind of animal?
I don't understand.
Like a monster.
Why would you split your string cheese? It's not creating more cheese. You're just putting in more work to eat the same amount of food. I don't understand. Why would you do that?
Well, no.
You peel the piece off, right? Now you got 2 pieces of string cheese, which is better than 1 piece of string cheese, which is what you had before. Now you've doubled.
It's the same amount. It's the same amount of string cheese.
It's 2 pieces. We got 2 pieces right now.
I'm so upset right now. This is making me so mad. This doesn't make any sense to me. Why?
I've missed you, Mina.
It's just it's an experience. It's not about the, just getting the, if you're just trying to get the food into your body. Yeah.
Yes, which is the goal of eating.
Well, then you should just drink milk, because that's the same amount of protein, same product, and it's easier because you don't have to chew. Right. So at that point, cottage cheese or something. Right. Like if that's all you're worried about, then find simple ways to get your protein. But the string cheese is an experience. Like you go to those fancy restaurants where they serve you like foam and stuff. Right. It's like where like that you can eat like balloons and crap. Right. Like none of that stuff is good. Like, and it's not feeding you. It's like art. It's like an experience. A piece of string cheese is like it's the it's the 3 Michelin stars of the poor folks. You get to enjoy the experience of playing with your food, and also a nutritious snack.
This is terrible, but Blart, what were you gonna say before I rebuttal?
What's the point of living in LA where you have 17 Michelin star restaurants within a 5-mile radius if you could just go to In-N-Out and eat your burger there?
The food is it's more nutritious, probably.
Is it though? Is it
Sure.
really?
You probably get more food too. Here's what I'm saying. Okay, look. Does if you go to a restaurant and you order the salmon, is it taste? Is the experience diminished because you didn't catch and then butcher and then clean out and cook that salmon yourself? Like I don't understand.
How many pieces of salmon are we? This is 1 piece of salmon or 2 pieces of salmon? Because 2 pieces would be better if you get 2 pieces out of the second one you're describing.
Is lobster shittier if the restaurant deshells it for you?
I mean,
Okay, now I'm really mad because Jovial Roger said, Mino, did you also eat each component of a Lunchable separate and never make a stack? Yes. Right? That's how you do it.
You take the Ritz cracker and then you put the cheese and the meat on it. You make like a little sandwich.
I'm offended.
Wait, so if you get a deli meat platter or a charcuterie, do you just mash all the meats and cheeses together and then just shove them in your mouth?
Yeah, you make like little sandwiches.
With charcuterie?
Well, it depends on where you are, but you might have if you have a board, you might have like some little French bread or some, baguette or something, right? You might have a little bit of bread that you put it on, or, some chips if you have some kind of dip, right? I mean, it's part of the food experience. Little bites, exactly. And it's part of the food experience. Does YouTube membership? It does, Koji. Yes, YouTube membership would count. I will do another poll for a YouTube membership. Sure. Mm-hmm. Yep.
I've watched a lot of.
It's only 99 cents to become a member on YouTube. So that I will do a poll for that. At this point, we're 2 polls away. So super chat, Twitch sub, YouTube membership. I will do 1 poll for each of those. So there you go.
Shadowheart brings up a good point. How do you people eat your Oreos?
You split them apart. You lick the center, dip it in milk, put it back together.
I hate this. I hate this. You do that with an ice cream sandwich too? Because you just take an ice cream sandwich or a regular sandwich and just bite into it whole. Do you split your fucking sandwich open and then lick the ingredients? I don't understand.
Thank you, Koji. Hold on, Koji's going here. So let's do the poll. No, ice cream sandwich. No, you don't pull apart. Come on, that's ridiculous. You eat that ice cream sandwich as a sandwich, because that's a sandwich.
So are Oreos.
It's
They're
Oreos. No, Oreos an experience.
The thing with the sandwich question is you're kind of reverse engineering it here, because with a sandwich it starts out as separate components and you assemble it and put it together and then you eat it. I'm the opposite of the string cheese experience.
Ooh.
I'm almost positive the Twix commercials are making fun of people like you guys. With the left Twix versus right Twix, which one is better? This is you guys right now. There's no difference. It's the same thing. Why are you trying to?
Obviously, left Twix is better. I don't like.
Okay, Mino.
I only buy the left Twix. I don't buy the right Twix anymore. No. Sorry, Blark. Go ahead.
Well, no, that was good. I was just going to say, if sandwiches, the sandwich analogy was too rough, we could do a banh mi analogy. Would that be easier?
Yeah. How do you eat? How do you eat a banh mi?
I'm so mad right now.
No.
Mino, how do you feel about breaking apart Kit Kats? I don't.
Just bites them. He just bites them. He's just a monster. He's just a monster.
The entire marketing campaign is about breaking off
break me off a piece of that cat food. What's that?
This is like the Lego movie. Somebody needs to make an Oreo movie where the father and son fight about how to eat a fucking Oreo.
Yeah.
This is a life and death situation here.
Yeah. We are 1 pull away from BT Pity. Somebody.
Oh, you just got the same pull twice in a row?
I got another Auron LD. If
nice.
somebody's so kind, so generous, So thoughtful. Wants to send us a little bit of love.
Do it now before someone else does, otherwise it'll get real awkward.
Yes.
You know what the best part about this, though,
Right
Mark,
now, I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
is that now that you have so many Auron LD dupes, you can just MLB it without spending any Power Stones. So instead of spending 12 Power Stones, you gain 4 Power Stones. That's a net gain of 16 Power Stones.
It's true.
Mark is an economic genius. He's worked this out.
Unless you already did something dumb like MLB the LD on the first poll.
No, I've been rocking a 0 out of 3 LD this entire time. Yeah.
I can't tell if he's serious at this point. Let's see it.
Did you
Let's
at
see it.
least end? Did you at least something the end of a candy cigarette and eat the opposite end, so it acted like a cigarette?
Fuck is a candy cigarette?
So did you
Well,
not? Did you not grow? And that may be post. That I don't. You were probably around when you were. So candy cigarettes are like basically think of a cigarette shaped bubble gum wrapped in paper with some kind of powdered sugar on it, like powder on it, and so you could like blow and it would make smoke.
Why did these exist?
Oh, okay.
Is
Scorch.
this-
Char. Okay.
It's a Joe Camel kind of thing. There's a reason.
Yeah, I was like, is this like a tobacco
Yeah.
lobbying
Yeah.
for children?
Exactly.
To get them.
It
Yeah,
was, but
big
it was
big
another
league
example
chewing
of
gum.
food that's
Yeah.
about the experience and the actual quality of the food. It's like
Oh yeah.
it's
No
like
candy
the fun bits
cigarettes.
of Pop Rocks.
Mr.
Oh my
Proto.
god! I was just gonna bring up Fun
Mr.
Dips. I'm
Proto,
sorry.
thank you. $10 for the children. Thank you,
Oh,
Mr.
God.
Proto. Thank you.
You don't just like
Truly,
chomp onto the.
truly appreciate that. This last poll, 500. I'm in the poorhouse. In the poorhouse now, but we give money for the children. Last poll, Blue Orb. Yeah, this is by NPR. Hey, you guys, support the Crystal Chronicles. We are your non-for-profit, for profit, City of Final Fantasy Opera Omnia podcast. I'm sorry, Blark. Go ahead.
I feel like I showed up with the right tone of voice for this kind of event. Then, in that
Yeah.
case,
Definitely.
I was gonna bring up the dipping sticks too. Like
Oh, God,
that's
you
the
just-
one where
yeah.
you have the powder and the stick.
Oh
right?
Lord,
I would just
Lord,
eat
how
the
I
stick.
know
how
where
do
you're
you
going,
and
how
then
do you
drink
eat?
the
It's
powder.
like my stomach.
How do
can't.
you lick 'em stick? You can't. Oh man, come on, seriously.
Okay, I think you guys are all eating food wrong. All right, how do you eat sushi? Because the proper way is you don't. What a lot of people do is they mix their wasabi in their soy sauce. You're not supposed to do that. Do you guys just mash all your fucking ingredients together?
Yeah,
I
you
actually-
put wasabi in the little thing, and then you put soy sauce, and you mix it up, and you dip the sushi in that and eat it.
No, no.
Yeah,
Ugh.
that's exactly how I do it. Thank you very much.
Ugh.
That is 100% how I do it. Take your wasabi, put it in the little dish, pour some, soy sauce on top of it, mix it up with your chopstick. Then you grab your sushi, you dip it in there, let that rice soak it in, and then you put it in your mouth. You chew it all up. It's delicious.
All
That
right,
does
let
sound
me.
like
I'm
fun,
pinging
Mark,
you
but
guys. Where am I putting this? General channel? Yes, general channel, because everybody has to know.
You just eat your wasabi like by itself.
Yeah, no, it's you. At the end of the meal, you just pop the whole thing in your mouth. It's like an after dinner mint.
like just
Okay, look. Like legit Japanese restaurants get mad if you do that shit. You're supposed to take a piece of the wasabi and the ginger separately, and you put it on the sushi, or it's a sushi chaser. You can't mix it in the soy sauce because then you're diluting the flavors of the wasabi, the ginger, and the soy sauce.
Mino, I have a question. You posted that in the GL General channel. That should have been in the JP discussion.
That's a really good one. I can't. I have no comeback to that. You got me. The point, you don't just mash flavors together.
yeah, that's half
That's why-
half of cooking. You mash flavors together.
Okay,
It's all
I
about
mean
creating the
sure,
perfect bite.
but we're specifically talking the dipping stick, and so the dipping stick, I feel like you dilute the flavor of the stick and the dip if you mix them together.
Wow.
So I eat the stick, and then I chase it with the dip, right?
Okay, I see what you're trying to do there. I just
No,
need to know
okay,
that
so-
for my own just for my own like peace of mind, do you like lick the stick until it's gone, or do you just bite into it like a monster?
Bite into it.
I want to clarify here that this article says specifically that this connects to fresh soy sauce, not from a bottle on the table, and fresh wasabi. So I've never been to a restaurant that makes their own soy sauce. I'm sure that those exist in LA. I'm telling you, I've never been to that restaurant in my part of the world. So I feel like the cheap soy sauce from the bottle with the probably frozen wasabi that they've sent me out, that's fine. Like, I'm not doing anything that is offending Japanese culture. I will try it this way the next time I have sushi. That seems like a lot of wasabi in your face. And wasabi it's not like it's got this rich, beautiful flavor. It's just kind of intense. It's kind of like horseradish, right? I mean, it's just kind of an intense flavor. Yeah. So, yeah. The same thing goes for wasabi when the chef chooses to serve you fresh wasabi that's been ground from the stem instead of one that comes from, I'm pretty sure every wasabi I've ever had was squeezed out of a tube. So, okay, I understand, if I am, I don't know, where is this?
I don't know.
This is in Orlando. So if I go to Shogun Japanese Steakhouse in Orlando, I have the opportunity to do that some point. Then I will make sure, I will ask, is your soy sauce fresh? And did you grind the wasabi tonight? Because I really want to make sure that I'm eating it the correct way. Because if this is made fresh, I want to eat it as the chef intended. Please, how does the chef intend my sushi experience?
I feel like this is
that sushi looks really good though. That sushi that looks really good.
Maybe really even if it isn't like fresh wasabi and fresh soy sauce, maybe it will taste better if you separate your ingredients.
I will try it. I am not above trying new things. Who the hell eats that ginger though? That's like, seriously. I love ginger, but the way they candy that ginger, no, it's not great. And who puts it like on top of their sushi? That's gross. Yeah, just.
I mean, who has that kind of time?
I thought that was just like decoration. You don't eat ginger.
It's supposed to be a palate cleanser, a literal palate cleanser.
Yeah.
I think you eat it between the sushi bites so that.
I think it says there, ginger is not meant to be. Not meant to lay on top of your sushi. Ginger is meant to be eaten between servings to cleanse and refresh the palate. If a sushi chef wants to incorporate ginger into a sushi dish, he or she will do so at the time they are making it. So, how should you add wasabi and ginger to your sushi? If you want to add wasabi to your rolls, dab a small piece of wasabi on one side of your sushi, then flip it over and dab the other side in your soy sauce. Gotta be fucking kidding me. This way, you get the proper balance of all the flavors at the same time. For ginger, place the ginger, thank you, and I was going to stick it in my ass. Place the ginger in your mouth thank you for that, just to make sure that I understand. I don't stick the ginger up my nose. I don't put it in my ear. I am a stupid gaijin. So, so I place a piece of ginger in your mouth between eating different kinds of sushi.
I mean, when you're mixing your wasabi and your soy sauce, you can't make too much of an assumption at this point. They probably like if you're mixing your your wasabi and your soy sauce, you probably don't know sushi goes into your mouth, right? Like that's a fair assumption. I feel like I don't know.
Who would have? I guarantee some Japanese restaurant I went to taught me how to do that. Like when you go to the Italian restaurant and you put you get the olive oil at the table and you put the olive oil on the plate, you put Parmesan cheese on it, and then you put pepper on it. Like, I didn't just like come up with that one day. Like, oh, hey, we're at a nice Italian restaurant. They're giving us this really great bread, this crusty, beautiful Italian bread. Hey, what if I take this olive oil and then I put some Parmesan on it and then I crack some pepper on it? That'd be a really nice, like, little dip for me. Like, no, like somebody showed me, like, oh, hey, do this. This is what we do. I guarantee someone showed me. It may not have been a Japanese person. It may have been the Vietnamese person working at the Japanese restaurant. I don't know. But either way, I guarantee I did not come up with that idea on my own. Like, oh, you take the wasabi and you just mix it in.
This is a sushi advice malpractice. As we like to say, this is just a deliberate and malicious spread of misinformation.
I'm willing to take the loss. I'm willing to try it. Now they are painting an experience that I've never had with fresh wasabi and fresh soy sauce. I don't even know what I don't know how soy sauce is made to understand what fresh soy sauce would even be. But I'm willing to try it even with the cheap stuff. Next time I have sushi, I will put a dab of wasabi on one side. I will dip the other side in the soy sauce. It will be.
I do find it.
I'll blog it. I'll post it on Reddit.
I do find it's an interesting dynamic that we got to this point in which an Asian fellow is telling a couple of white dudes how to eat sushi after the Asian fellow is telling the white dudes that the way they eat string cheese is wrong.
Are you saying white people invented string cheese? Because
all I'm saying is I'm on the string cheese wiki page right now, and they're just talking about Central Europe, Eastern Europe, Western Europe, North America.
But you're not in any of those Europes. I'm pretty sure you have a bastardized version of eating string cheese too.
Well, North America, United States is here, West Asia here. So okay, so if you're from like Russia, I guess you could maybe make an argument that you might have a deeper base of knowledge on me, on how to eat the string cheese, but. I do wonder. I'm not seeing Los Angeles on there.
I want to question. Is this like an official way to eat string cheese? Are we sure the creators of string cheese sent out a decree saying this is how we eat our food, or is this just a popularized way like the fucking Oreo thing? Because the Oreo creators did not say split open the fucking Oreo and lick the.
They've
inside.
literally. It's literally in their commercials. That is part of
It was one way to do it.
Part of the commercials.
They acknowledged it was a popular way. I'm pretty sure that is not how they envisioned it when they created the Oreo. I refuse.
From the article, this type of string cheese gets its name because it can be eaten by pulling strips of cheese from the cylinder along its length and eating the strings.
It sounds like
it was invented
string cheese advice malpractice.
Yes,
I mean, anyone at Sparkus probably wrote this fucking article.
I am going to get the the book and the Power Stone. Yes,
this is the Sneasel of the string cheese community at this point. Like, what are this guy's credentials?
No.
Are you just gonna take any old Joe Schmo off the street's opinion on this? Like, I want to see.
Kitchen Daily in the Huffington Post wrote about this in 2012. Okay, I can look into their sources if you really want me to go down the road.
I do. I'm gonna die on this hill. We're gonna fucking fight over string cheese at this point.
I mean, so sushi is not. Sushi is a fine dish. Obviously, children can eat it, but sushi is at least in my part of the world, is not something very common, right? String cheese is sold as a children's snack, and it's something you put in your lunchbox, and it kind of appeals to something you can play with. If you buy the string cheese equivalent of they're the Twizzlers, like the pull apart Twizzlers, do you just take a bite out of that, or you pull them apart, right? You know what I'm talking about? The pull apart Twizzlers.
Sorry, I just found a surprisingly long article about the history of it in the Atlantic. Oh Jesus, this just goes on. Wow.
Pull apart Twizzlers are not a thing too. That's maddening. But also, D Kapow makes a good point. I'll maybe compromise on this. He says the Oreo people pretty much went the Reese's PB Cups route and said there's no wrong way to eat an Oreo. Right. I don't think they intended one way, but they're just saying there's no wrong way. They acknowledge the common ways that crazy people do it. You don't want to isolate crazy people because that's like half the people who buy Oreos, probably for the novelty of fucking splitting it open and licking the insides like some sort of serial killer. I don't know. That's probably the appeal for a lot of fucking people. But string cheese pulls it apart in the commercials, and remember, string cheese is marketed for kids. All right, I'm willing to take the L on that one. But I'll compromise with the Oreo thing. I really think that's like the J.K. Rowling Dumbledore is gay thing, right? Like it's just oh yeah, sure he is. You know, buy more of my books. I'm pretty sure that's how the Oreo people tackled it.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair actually.
I mean, I think people should eat food just the way they want to eat it, with the sole exception of string cheese.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. That's I don't.
Oh, sole exception of sushi, please.
That, you know what, we can agree to disagree on that one.
I think if you put ketchup on your steak, they murder you in Texas. They have like Amendment Carry there, so I'm pretty sure that's very possible.
They well, no, that's ketchup on hot dogs in Chicago.
Wait, really? Chicagoans don't like ketchup on hot dog?
Yeah, no, you're not. You can't have ketchup on a hot dog. Not a Chicago style hot dog.
Yeah, see, then you agree. It's very serious how you eat your food.
No, but my kids still eat ketchup on their hot dogs because they're children, and they also pick apart their string cheese because they're children. That's what string cheese is for. It's toy food, like Lunchables.
String cheese is babby food, so okay.
Yeah,
okay.
exactly. That's why
What I'm getting out of this is, does
I'll
Mino
agree
hate
to
children? Is that the takeaway here?
What?
Does Mino hate children? Is
Yeah,
that the takeaway here?
Mino hates children. Yeah.
I'm saying adults shouldn't be imitating children.
Because their behavior is undesirable, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Just like them.
I'm not sober enough to have a comeback for that. I like in my head. Have you guys ever been in that headspace? Like you kind of know what you have to do, but you can't quite connect A to B. Like you can envision A and B. I just can't connect the dots right now. Holy shit. Oh my god. I wish I had a comeback for that. I just can't. I can't tonight. Ugh.
Well, I think there, because I have to get up in a few hours, I think there, that is a great place to start. Thank you all for the support. It's really appreciated. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for joining the YouTube. Thank you for hanging out with us as we argued over string cheese and sushi. Maybe you learned something, maybe not. Either way, I hope you had a good time. I sure did. Thank you, Blart, for hanging out. Anything you want to hype up, how we can support you, anything you got coming up that you're excited about?
We're just still continuing to try to grow the live stream, make it the best show that it can be. And as always, appreciate you having me on. It's always a delight to talk to you guys, and I feel like it's been far too long. So this was really nice. I'll hopefully see you guys Monday or something.
All right. Well, thank you all. We will see you sometime in the future, maybe not next week, maybe the week after, but do stay tuned, hang out on YouTube, and we'll probably have some videos up there throughout the week. I haven't even put up my Auron, my Boss Rush 6 run yet, so that will go up at some point. We'll talk